enjoy. It might not even be entertaining now, but back then it was so fun.
Yeah.
So, Alice, if you don't mind, what's
Yes,
your
sir.
Twitter again?
My Twitter is at AtlasShishi, SHISHI.
Okay. Just double checking, and then that should be everyone. Because I don't think Stunt. I know you don't have a Twitter, and I don't know if Kelvin's gonna pull up or not. So I'm just gonna go.
Just add him because he's supposed to
Oh
be a
yeah,
co-host.
I'm gonna add him.
Yeah.
Let me actually add him real quick in the comments.
Hey,
Just
Gabe, pick a number
FYI,
between.
there is a little bit of feedback. I'm not sure from who, but I can hear it a little bit.
Oh, that
Just
was
FYI.
on my end. So yeah, I had the stream going, I had the volume up, and I didn't know, so I just turned that down.
Okay. No problem.
I would take the blame for that.
Someone
Okay.
pick a number between 1 and 3.
15.
What? 1 and 3.
Yeah.
2.
2? Okay. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta it is.
And okay. Tweet everything out. We're good. So,
shit, I'm playing wrong.
Fiend, do you want to explain the tournament real quick? I mean, it's not really that complicated or anything.
Yeah, I mean, if Eden's comes as well, I could just explain it at once. Or
I mean,
will he
when's
join
Eden's
like
supposed to be
midstream?
popping in?
Shouldn't be too long. I know he said he'd be a little bit late because, of him trying to, walk and everything. When he gets home, he's gonna hop in though. So he might be a little bit later, but he should be.
And Dwayne?
Dwayne, I didn't get a message back from Dwayne, so I'm not sure about him.
Yeah.
But whenever they get free time, they can hop in. Okay, I'm just gonna check the audio real quick. So 1 second.
Cool.
Everything sounds good, Fiend. If you want to talk.
Yeah.
Just say test.
Hello.
Okay, so it sounds pretty good. I was just making sure like everyone sounded good. I'm gonna lower mine just a little bit, trying to make sure they can hear you guys as well. Okay, so we're live, and Fiend, you can go ahead and explain the tournament. Sorry about that, holding you up.
Wait, we're live?
Yeah, that's why I was trying to do the whole test and everything. That's what
This is a premature intro.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh no.
Okay, I didn't even realize we were gonna go live. So
I thought
we are live, right?
Yeah. Okay, I thought you wanted to go live.
Okay.
Yes, my bad.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Fiend didn't do a good explanation with everything. We're recording and
you didn't do a good explanation of anything.
Dude. Okay, whatever, just introduce the stream and shit. I'll introduce the bracket.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and start off with this.
Wait, did you start recording and shit?
Yeah, I started everything. We're good, Fiend. We're good.
Okay.
Okay, so we got today with us, we got Stuntboy10. Y'all
Howdy,
probably
howdy.
know him from my streams and everything. We also have Atlas joining us, which we appreciate. AtlasShishi.
Hello, how are you guys doing?
And with us, of course, we got the Anime Fiend, one of the co-hosts. And
Hello.
sadly, oh my bad, Fiend, go ahead. Cut you off.
I just said hello.
Okay, well, I cut you off. I'm sorry. And sadly, we could not get the other co-host, Heykelvinsays, with us today again.
Yeah, the lurking legend is yet to join.
I thought you were gonna say, sadly, I'm here.
I think, yeah, we got Stunt to replace, May not be as good, but he's here. Edens.
I'm just here for color commentation.
Exactly. We'll be having Easy Edens joining us as well here later. And, of course, I'm here, HaoshokuLou.
Yeah.
And, you know what? We're going to get into it. Fiend, go ahead and explain the bracket.
Yeah, so today we're gonna, do like best shonen ever bracket. And this is, of course, this doesn't like doesn't have all of the shonens because it's our knowledge is limited. We can't watch all the shonens and shit. So we're just
Wait,
doing.
you didn't watch every shonen ever made?
No,
No,
Oh man,
no.
my bad.
You
Oh
can
my
tell.
god.
Well, just
I know, I know like 3 of the animes in this bracket.
you can tell we're all fakes. You caught us.
Exactly.
Yeah,
We're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
yeah,
fakes.
exactly.
We're frauds.
It's
No,
all good.
You're a
We'll
phony.
you're a phony. A
You're
big
a big
fat
fat
phony.
phony.
No, I mean, I got into it kind of late. I was out like I'm watching people, on YouTube in the anime community, and they're talking about all these shows. I was like, damn, they sound like they've been at this for years. I only started like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
There's and late with anime. You just enjoy it and then you just start watching and eventually you'll catch up with everybody. So you're good.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So I've slowly been
Yeah.
like catching up and stuff, but I'll listen to some people and it's like, man, they'll name me like 20, 30 different animes. Like they got me into Rurouni Kenshin and shit. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. Nah, it's a legendary one. It's a bit old, but it is legendary.
Yeah. I mean, talking about Rurouni Kenshin right now might not be the safest thing, but
Yeah,
it's
'cause-
really
True.
good.
True. That's sad,
That is
but
true.
the work is good. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the work is really good.
And I
Good.
know.
So you
So
want to get
okay,
into it?
yeah,
Oh
let's get
yes.
into it. It's a tournament bracket. I think it's simple enough. No need to explain and shit.
Cool.
So we kind of
Yeah.
started off, I'll let Fiend explain why he put these two against each other. I still think it's, weird, but he started off
Okay,
the first
okay,
ones
okay.
we
Yeah,
have.
I actually made the bracket, right? I chose what goes against what. So the first one is, of course, One Piece versus My Hero Academia. And, well, the reason behind it is like I consider One Piece to be like the king of shonen, right? And newer generation, they think My Hero is the king of shonen. So, I was like, well, let's pit two kings against each other.
I'd
Smart.
consider My Hero more of a prince, But it's
That
okay to call him a
demotion.
king. It's okay to call it a king. I mean, My Hero is good. Okay, I got no. Well, I do have issues with My Hero. My Hero is really good. My
I mean,
main. What, start?
I was gonna say, I mean, what's a king to a god? I mean, come on now.
That is true.
But it is for new generation though. It is pretty important for like somebody that just started watching anime right now. They might
Yeah.
see My Hero in a different light than some of the people who have been in these circles for a long time. So, but anyway, do you guys want us to go to each our turn, or do you want to make it a conversation with everybody, or how do you want to go about it?
Just kind of a
No, we can
conversation,
make a general conversation.
Yeah, because I don't like,
Cool.
kind of making it seem kind of like professional. Just kind of, just fun, free flowing kind of stuff is the best way, in my opinion.
Yeah.
No problem, no problem at all. So,
Yeah.
who
Okay,
wants to?
just a second, just a second. I'll let you go on, but Lou, get to Dwayne because I see he's online, so we could get him in.
Okay, yeah, he's probably about to message
Yeah.
me actually on Discord.
Yeah, you get to Dwayne, and my bad, Atlas. You can continue.
Yeah, continue, Alice. I'm
All
sorry
good.
about that.
No problem, no problem. So here, the way I prepared for it, I didn't have a lot of time to look at the bracket. Like I got the bracket about an hour ago, so I made a little system just for to differentiate between the shows. So I rated all of these shows in terms of plot, cast, settings, and themes, and gave each one of these points a score out of 5 for an overall total score out of 20. And that's just to make it clear for myself to see which one I really prefer over the other. Because some of these are really, really close. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
how do you guys differentiate between which one you like more? Do you go just by feelings or by what?
So I go by my enjoyment mainly, by feelings and stuff, by the themes, and by the goods and the bads. So like with My Hero, like I said, I give My Hero a lot of shit. I make fun of it a lot, but I did enjoy it. I enjoyed a lot of this stuff. I enjoyed some of the characters, but my biggest issue with My Hero, because the story was good, but my biggest issue with My Hero is the characters. Like they didn't do a good enough. The author did a good job at introducing characters, but didn't make you feel much for them. Like the connection there between them was lackluster. I feel there's a lot of characters, a lot, but it just wasn't. There's not much of a connection. Like the only ones I feel connection with is very few of them. Like most of the ones in the class 1A, I don't feel much for any of them, except like the main three: Todoroki, Bakugo, and Deku.
I mean, let me say this, right? I have only watched one season of My Hero and then stopped, right? So if you guys want to defend My Hero, I think you gotta give some good points other
Oh,
than just saying, "Ah, I like it, but
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. For me, I would say for My Hero, if we're starting with My Hero, I would agree with what has been said about the cast. Like, there's a lot of characters and there's a lot of diverse characters. So, in terms of originality, the superpowers and everything, that's good. But the writing, the execution to make us care about these characters were not as good. So, like, even other shows with lesser casts, you can still feel more attached to them, even if My Hero has a huge cast, like two classes and so many villains and all of that, but you find yourself only attached to a few of them. So casting's definitely been a little bit mid. I would also say that the setting, like the world building, is not great enough to call My Hero king. You know what I mean? Compared to some shonen
yeah,
kings, like they're
yeah,
just in Japan. The setting does not influence the story a lot. The where and when does not influence the story a lot. So it's pretty much they're just living in modern day Japan. So nothing very original. But what I think is underrated with My Hero is the themes. I really like the themes. I think they have a lot of good major and minor ideas. Deku might not be the most the biggest favorite main character in the community, but I like to see how he deals with the anxiety and the stress and going from no powers to having the ultimate power. So I really like the themes, the Todoroki family, Bakugo's ego. Themes are really nice, but beside the themes, it's a little bit funky. So I wouldn't say My Hero is beating One Piece. No chance.
I wouldn't either.
okay.
Real quick though, Fiend, did you give Edens and Dwayne permission to join up, or could you if you
Yes,
haven't
I
already?
gave them both.
Okay.
Yeah, I gave them both.
Then yeah, they'll probably be
Uh,
hopping in here in just a
let me
second.
just check. I gave the Wayne and then I also gave Eden's. Yes,
Okay.
I did.
Then yeah, I told them both to hop in whenever they're ready. Okay, so
Dude, just tell them try to do it ASAP because we're online. I mean, we're live.
no, I know we're live, but I mean that's what I was saying. They just got home. Dwayne just got back from practice and everything, so
Okay.
I'm not trying to rush
Okay.
them.
Okay.
They're good.
Okay. Okay. No problem.
We'll be good. So anyways, I agree with your points a lot. Like I said, I give My Hero a hard time, but out of the newer shonens, it is one of the best. It's not my favorite because there's some that I like even more than My Hero. They're just not as long. Like Kaiju no 8. Sadly, it's not on this list. I wish it was, but it's still
I mean,
got a long
only
ways to go.
only us two watched Kaiju no 8, so we
Yeah.
can't talk
Well, I
about it
mean, that's
much.
what I'm saying. Like Kaiju no 8
Yeah.
is still a very new one, but I feel like it has a lot of potential, and he's been doing really good with it. That's what I'm saying. Like out of the newer ones, My Hero is probably the best. But I can't give it to My Hero just because exactly like what Atlas said, the
Mm,
author didn't do that good of a job with the. Well, he did a good job with some of the characters, but there's so many. It's kind of lackluster, and it does have
mm,
good themes. The story's pretty good, but I feel like One Piece, just with everything it has, how long it's
yeah.
been going, the way Oda
Mhm.
writes, the characters, the themes, the story,
Yeah.
the place it's
Yeah,
set in, the world building's just great, phenomenal. Um,
it's
Yeah.
insane. Yeah, it's
I just,
insane.
I just don't think I could give it to My Hero. I'd have to go with One Piece as well.
Okay, then I mean, I don't know much about My Hero, so I guess because this is like a sweep for One Piece, maybe we should save up One Piece for later. I'm not gonna talk much about
Yeah.
One Piece now.
Well,
Then.
then, I mean,
Yeah,
Stunt,
yeah.
if you want, do you want to say anything about either one of them since you know nothing about either one?
Well, I mean, I'm just sitting here listening to all of you talk about it. I've a long, long time ago, maybe like when I was in middle school, watched One Piece. I've heard so much stuff talked about My Hero. It seems that like no one talks about One Piece as much as My Hero nowadays.
Yeah.
But the way, I mean, you guys don't get in to talks about My Hero ever. It's just One Piece discussion of this One Piece chapter. It seems it's more the fan base for
Yeah.
One Piece is a lot better,
The fan base
in
for
my
One Piece
opinion.
is very loyal. I
Yeah.
would say that they are loyal. I
You
mean,
guys are
No.
what, chapter 1000 and what now?
1004 is
Three.
the. Well, 1003 is
Yeah.
the
The
one that's
next
out.
one is
1004, yeah.
yeah
Yeah.
tomorrow.
So, yeah,
And where's My Hero at?
like 280
And
something.
300, I think.
300.
Oh, it's at 300 now?
yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean, I hate to. I don't know what the vote is yet, but I'm gonna put mine down on One Piece. Ironically,
Yeah, it's a sweep. It's a sweep.
it seems
Yeah.
so much deeper with One Piece. There's so much more story.
Yeah.
I would say one thing about My Hero is like because it's about superheroes, I think Western audience, it attracts more.
That is
Yeah.
true. It is good at
That is
attracting
true.
people in. That's why I do
Yeah.
appreciate My Hero because, like, I've heard people talk about a lot of things. My Hero and a lot of these newer animes are helping bring people into the anime community, which is actually
Yeah.
really good. Because the more people you get in, the better, like, some of these shows will get, the better, the more money they make, so the better production they can do, like, the better
Exactly.
animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I think One Piece takes this one. So
I
should
agree.
we move
Yeah.
on to the next?
Yeah,
Yes.
we should. And okay, this bracket I'm gonna explain quickly is, it's just nostalgia versus nostalgia. Dragon Ball versus Pokemon.
Oh, for
So
fuck's
stunt, I think, you could talk about Dragon Ball and Pokemon a lot. So, you can start now.
I'm. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and cast my vote before I say anything. Uh, Dragon Ball. I mean, sorry, Pokemon. Yes, very nostalgic as well as Dragon Ball. Pokemon. It. I don't know. It just wasn't constructed, in my opinion, as well as Dragon Ball. It could not hold a candle to Dragon Ball, in my opinion.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
I would have to give this one to Dragon Ball.
blame Nintendo for that.
Hey, I will say this, though.
I blame Nintendo for a lot of
I feel like
shit.
the old school Dragon Ball
Nintendo.
games had better. I think the old school, my bad, Pokemon games were actually very well done, though. Just want to say that.
Yeah,
No, the
Pokemon.
games are different. The games
Yeah,
are
No, the
different.
games are
games are
completely
different.
different, but I
Yeah.
love the games,
Yeah.
man. The games are
I
so
No,
mean,
I
good.
me too.
Pokemon games.
Me too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Pokemon games are like one of the best games ever. Like the old ones, not the newer ones, because in my opinion, I played Pokemon Sword, and in my opinion, it's garbage. But the older ones are like golden.
Hey, Leaf
They're
Hey,
Green's
ones
the
of
up.
like
best.
few of the best.
Leaf
You say
Green.
Leaf Green was the
Leaf
best?
Green's the best, in my opinion.
I'd have to say Sapphire.
Oh,
Sapphire
Sapphire
and
was
Ruby.
good. Emerald was good though
I
I
too.
would
mean,
say
Emerald.
Emerald. Emerald.
Yeah,
Emerald was
Emerald.
good.
Yes,
They were
I
all
would say
Emerald
Emerald
is
as
crazy.
well.
they were all
Yeah.
so good, man. Remember in the
And
end
then
of like
Fire
Emerald.
Red.
What was it? The end of Emerald when you go to that tournament island place. I don't remember the name.
Yeah.
When you go to the tower to get Rayquaza,
Dude,
Oh, dude.
we didn't have the
dude,
cheat
that made me so
codes.
Rayquaza
happy.
is my favorite Pokemon.
That
I
took
think me
us
too.
so long to
Really?
do. That took us so
Yeah.
long to do.
I mean, maybe Charizard because I picked the image for Charizard for this bracket as well.
I love
I don't know
Charizard.
if everyone is. I mean, I know everyone has their favorite Pokemon. Some people like the legendary. Some people like the regular starter Pokemon. In my opinion, Glalie is my favorite Pokemon. If y'all know what that is.
Yeah, Glalie is really good.
My favorite is Gyarados.
Gyarados. Ooh.
I got him in every single Pokemon one I did. I got
Ah,
Gyarados.
come on,
I
it's
did.
just because of Kaido.
No,
Come on,
no, no.
stop,
The
man,
reason,
stop.
no, I'm being completely honest because I would always get a Magikarp and do the training where I literally
Yeah.
would like throw the Magikarp out, pull the Magikarp back, throw out one of my strong Pokemon, beat that Pokemon. I'd do that for hours
Yeah,
just to get
yeah, I did
Gyarados
that as well.
Nah, he
every
just pulled
time.
an Ash and kicked Magikarp and turned it into a Gyarados.
Like it took me so long to get Gyarados sometimes, but I loved
Okay,
it.
we can agree to this, right? That Ash is one of the worst trainers ever.
Yes.
Yes. When people say
Yeah.
Ash, okay, when people want, we can also agree to this. Pikachu is not the strongest Pokemon ever. Ash's Pikachu
Yeah.
No.
is strong.
Ash's Pikachu is a legendary, by the way.
Well,
Yes.
to be fair,
It's a
Pikachu
god.
is actually a very well-rounded Pokemon in terms of battle stats.
No, but I'm
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
like when people mention Pikachu would beat all these Pokemons, maybe, but
No.
Ash's Pikachu, probably.
Yeah, Ash's
Okay,
Pikachu is, the
but not
god of
yeah,
Pokemon world.
not every
Yeah.
Pikachu is Ash's Pikachu. Just
You're gonna
gotta put
beat
that out
every
there.
Pokemon in the game with Pikachu. You're gonna be throwing out a lot of Thunder Waves and hoping for a lot of RNG.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Paralyze
for
them.
yeah, but I was gonna take the conversation back to the anime because we
Oh
all know the
shit,
games are
yes.
great.
So
Yeah, so nah, it's all good. For me, the decision was not as easy as it was for Stunt because I enjoyed the Pokemon anime as a kid. Like I grew up with it. It was always a fun time for me. So
Yeah.
I think the major difference here that between my scores for Dragon Ball and Pokemon is mainly the themes discussed. Because I feel like the other stuff they're pretty comparable. Like the plot, none of them has an amazing plot. They're both
Yeah.
basic plots. For the cast,
Mm.
they both have good cast. I think the Dragon Ball one is better, but Pokemon's is great as well. There's so many amazing characters in it, like trainers, and then the antagonists are also well done in many seasons. I feel like the setting is insanely good in both shows. Like you see so many regions in Pokemon, so many
Yeah.
actual Pokemon, so many generations and stuff. I think the setting is perfect for the world building in Pokemon, and for Dragon Ball is very strong too. You start on Earth, and then there are complete different planets, and then after that you go into galaxies and the afterlife like training in the other world is also possible in that show. So the
Yeah.
settings are fantastic. The biggest difference is in the themes. I feel like Dragon Ball had a little bit better themes than Pokemon, and Pokemon just started getting very, very repetitive with its themes. We haven't seen anything much beside that. You have to take care of your Pokemons and your friends and the typical shonen stuff. Meanwhile, in Dragon Ball, you get just a little bit more because Dragon Ball is not the greatest thematic show out there, but it
Yeah.
did enough to edge out Pokemon. So I feel like my vote is going to be Dragon Ball by not that much.
Well,
Mm.
even there in theme, I mean, Dragon Ball at least had character development, whereas
Yes.
Pokemon did not do much in developing Ash's character except in animation style.
That's true.
Yeah, I
That is
mean, the most developed character in Pokemon would be Ash's Charizard, I guess.
I do want to
but it
say
counts. But it counts though.
Yeah,
Like it
it
counts.
does count.
Yeah.
It does
Yeah.
count. Yeah.
Pikachu had some character development as well. Like if you
Yeah.
remember, Pikachu when it started, it didn't want to be tamed at all, and it created a
Yeah.
lot of problems for Ash. And Ash did not have the best character arc, but he did change a little bit over time too.
Yeah.
It
yeah.
was not as great as say
Yeah.
Goku, but still just
Yeah.
a little bit.
See,
I
my
would say
biggest.
even Team Rocket was really good.
I did like Team
I
Rocket.
mean, Jesse, James, and Meowth, those
That's
characters
right.
were really, really good.
Yep, good comedy, good time.
I would say with
Yeah,
Pokemon
and
though, my biggest issue was for me at least. It got like after I think the first two, because like I enjoyed the first season. The first what was it? I can't remember the name of the orc.
Johto.
I think so. After the
Yeah.
second one, it was like the something region, and then they went to the next region, which was like the See, I don't remember
What
all
was it?
these.
Johto, then
I think
Kanto,
Johto, then
Yeah.
Kanto. Yep.
After the Kanto,
No, Kanto is the
and
first
then
one.
Hoenn.
so like
Yeah,
with
Hoenn
Hoenn
was the third one,
is
the
when I
emerald
started
one.
to not like it as much. Like that
Mm.
one is when, for me at least, I was like, okay, Pokemon started to fall off. But I enjoyed the
Yeah,
first two.
that's I think exactly what Atlas said, right? It became repetitive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they were introducing new Pokemon, and some of them were cool, and some of them was like, what is this?
What are
You
you
know?
doing?
Yeah, what?
Yeah,
Why?
Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes listen, some seasons later on, like season 7, was okay. Like some of the seasons going on were not all bad, but it was, one season out of 5, one season out of
Yeah.
4, stuff like that. Because I think even the last season, I didn't watch it, but I heard a lot of good things about it. So there are still some good seasons sprinkled in, but the majority became just blah,
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I would say, from the little that I did watch of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, I enjoyed it. I feel like it still kept a better standard. It didn't, get
Yeah.
pretty much like you were saying. The themes didn't get repetitive. The story was still pretty good.
Wait, did you watch the original Dragon Ball?
I watched up to the Red Army saga, I think. So I watched
Mm.
like halfway.
Yeah.
Then I know
I would say one
I
thing.
watched more of Dragon Ball Z though, because I didn't know about Dragon Ball till I was older. When I got back into anime, I watched Dragon Ball Z when I was younger with my older brother. I watched up till the Frieza saga.
No, yeah.
I believe. Oh, no, continue anime.
No, I mean, I would say one thing about Dragon Ball, right? Like, yes, Dragon Ball Z was really good and stuff, like when you were kids and stuff, but not a lot of people talk about like the original Dragon Ball because, in my opinion, I think that was much better than Dragon Ball Z.
It was
Story
good. I
wise,
wouldn't say much better, but it was very good. It was very good.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I mean, both of them are better than GT or Super, but I would say both of them
I
are
agree.
close. Are
Ooh.
close. Yeah. But
Yeah.
Yeah, Stunt's a big Super fan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Super is
I like Super.
not even close.
See,
Super
with
is
me,
not even close.
Super, because I'm used to because when I watch Dragon Ball, I watch the Cell games and stuff, and Cell games is probably one of my favorite works of fiction in any anime or manga. I loved Cell games.
See, the thing is, the Cell wasn't ever supposed to actually be a character. They just kept pushing Akira Toriyama until he made
Yeah.
a new arc for Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
And that's where the Cell games came from.
I really did enjoy Cell games though. Cell games was really enjoyable to me. But
oh yeah, it
Super,
was great.
when I watched Super,
Okay, but yo,
oh yeah, my bad. We're getting.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Dragon Ball is gonna win this,
Dragon
so
Ball
we can
is.
talk
I'll
about
go ahead
Dragon
and
Ball in the next one.
I'll go ahead and put Dragon
Yeah,
Ball.
Yeah.
because okay.
We're getting caught up.
I
Okay.
think everybody watched Dragon Ball, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So okay, so the next one is Jujutsu Kaisen, the latest, sensation, and Bleach, the one that everybody forgot about but is coming back.
Oof.
So who wants to go first?
Okay. I guess I
Lou?
will. So,
Yeah.
with this one, I love Jujutsu Kaisen, but Bleach, I know Bleach gets a lot of hate from people, but I really did enjoy Bleach. I know it was, a lot of people said it was really repetitive because, it's like Ichigo, 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 but to me, I liked Ichigo as a character, and it had some of my favorite characters like Kenpachi. Ichigo is really good, but he wasn't one of them. What was the Grandmaster? The old dude's name?
Stunt Kid was laughing at you.
I know.
She's trying to stick a piece of paper in my mouth.
What was head, the like master of the
Yaga.
Gojo.
no, not
No, you mean
Jujutsu
Yaga,
Kaisen.
Yaga.
In
In Bleach.
yeah, in Bleach, the old dude. I can't remember his name.
Yamamoto.
Oh,
Yamamoto. Yeah,
yeah,
I
Yamamoto.
loved
Yamamoto.
Yamamoto
Yamamoto.
because he was very mysterious, but you slowly got to see more and more of him with the Bleach.
Yeah,
And when you
Yeah.
finally get to
and you knew
see,
he was gonna be strong.
oh yes, you get,
Yeah.
and him against and like Aizen was one of the best villains in my opinion. Because like when you first see Aizen, you're like, okay, Ichigo has just fought all these strong
Yeah.
people. Then he gets to
Yeah,
Aizen, and Aizen's just like, what are you doing?
toys with
Yeah,
everybody.
and it's like,
Yeah.
oh man, King.
Before you finish, I didn't get. So which one was your vote?
Oh, between them,
Yeah, did you say your vote yet or no? Because I missed
no,
it.
no, because I'm
Okay.
not sure
Hmm.
which one. I don't know
Yeah.
because Jujutsu Kaisen isn't as far as Bleach. Oh, Jujutsu Kaisen's still going on. Bleach is done, and I've
Yes.
read all of Bleach, and I really enjoyed Bleach, even
Yeah.
though people, hated on it.
Yeah.
And Jujutsu Kaisen, I see where it's going, and I really do enjoy it. So it's very close. I don't know. They're very similar in my opinion because they're both kind of the darker side of shonen, to where they're
Yeah.
still shonen, but they're both dark. You
Yeah.
got Jujutsu Kaisen. Well, instead of you got the spirit realm, you got these courses and stuff killing people, and it's really good though. It has some of the best characters in it too, like um Nabra, uh Itadori,
Nobara.
Itadori. Oh, Nobara,
Yeah.
my bad. Itadori, Gojo. Some of the villains are great. I can't remember all their names.
Mahito.
Mahito.
Mahito. Ghetto.
What was the volcano dude's name? I liked him.
Jogo.
Jogo.
Jogo. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Um, that one dude, I don't want to say too much because I know Atlas, you're not,
Yeah. Don't. Yeah.
caught up.
I'm not caught
So
up.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like characters you know. But it has some, really enjoyable characters. Um,
That's dope.
and with
So, but you gotta give me a vote. Like you can't chicken out. You gotta give me a vote.
Exactly.
I might get hate for this, but I'm going with Bleach. I gotta go with Bleach.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Okay. Okay. So for me, I as you said, one is ongoing, one has been finished for years now, so I don't think it's a fair comparison. I only watched the Jujutsu Kaisen anime so far. I'm watching it weekly, really enjoying it. I watched Bleach back when it was weekly. It was a good experience until it wasn't, because a lot of people now like I feel like YouTubers are starting to make new content for Bleach, and some of them, not everybody, but some of them are just faking the enjoyment so they can make videos about it when it comes back. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So and I know those people. Why? Because I've been around for a long time. Like not with this account that I have right now, but I've been seeing the YouTubers for a long time, and a lot of them hated Bleach, and now are saying, "Oh, actually, it's not bad." You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
so I don't believe in that. I watched Bleach weekly, and trust me, by the end, we suffered through Bleach because it was
Yes.
just a lot of hiatus, a lot of filler in the anime. It just was not a bad experience. It was not a good experience in the end. I gotta say, the last arc in the manga was actually good. It was not as bad as people say it is. So I enjoyed
Yes.
that. But if we're basing just on what I've seen so far, and I have to rate Jujutsu Kaisen, which I don't think it's fair because it's only 17 episodes. So far, these 17 episodes, I rated 16 out of 20. And the overall Bleach rating for me is a 14 out of 20.
Ooh.
So I don't think,
Damn.
yeah, I don't think it's fair. But if I have to vote, I guess I'm gonna have to vote for Jujutsu Kaisen. It has a better score.
Yeah.
All right. I mean,
Okay,
it's a
so it's a
tie.
split. Yeah. So Fiend, which one you gonna go with?
Okay, then, I'm gonna talk about both, right? Because I think I've seen the best of both. Because Bleach anime, it was horrendous, but I read the manga. I watched the anime, but like for the ending part where it was like the worst, I think I read the manga. And Jujutsu, I only read the manga. I never watched the anime, so I think I pretty much know about both of them, right? And I like, just like Atlas said, I think comparing them both overall is not fair, because the characters, I think it's like it's like, it's a wash. I think character wise, it's Bleach characters, as far as people like hate some of these characters, some of them like Kenpachi, Kisuke, and Yamamoto, just like Lou mentioned, and some of the other captains like Shunsui, Aizen, all these characters were like beautifully written, even if the story sometimes was like, what's going on? And it's this is bullshit, this is made up. Even if it felt like that, these characters were beautiful. And I mean, even if people disagree, I think Jujutsu characters, no one is close to like the level of Bleach characters. And the story wise, I would say yes. Even early Bleach, which people praise, I think had a lot of, like, let's not say plot holes, but it was like, there were a lot of conveniences, like, what's his name? Ichigo. I hate Ichigo. Like, I never liked him. I mean, okay, let's not say I hated him, but he's the most bland, and he never felt like he's, just like how Atlas said, right? All these YouTubers are faking that
No,
they like
Ichigo
Bleach.
isn't
Yeah,
like you said. He's not one of the
yeah,
most standoutish
Yeah.
protagonists. But I wouldn't say he's the worst. But I
exactly.
don't think he's the best. He's just
No, no, no.
there.
No, I wouldn't say he's the worst, but I always felt like, he was faking. He had to do all these things. He
Yeah.
was like, God, why am I here? It's always like that, right? And
And he also did not go through like the pain and all that stuff that he went through
yeah,
and the training.
exactly.
As you said, there was a lot of convenience, like
Exactly.
convenience
Exactly.
in the Soul Society arc. There was a lot of convenience for him to get the Bankai. There was a lot of convenience for him at the at the end of the 1,000 year Blood War arc. There's just a lot of, hey, he's in danger, he's gonna die. Boom, something magical happens that does not really make a lot of sense. But I understand the fights were good. A lot of
Yeah,
characters were badass. People are gonna
yeah.
love that. They love that every single time. But is it as good as the other two of the big three? In my opinion, no.
I agree
I would agree it's
completely.
not as good
Like,
as the other two of the big three. The only reason why I put it above Jujutsu Kaisen is because I'm just waiting for Jujutsu Kaisen at this point.
Oh yeah.
So I
No, and
know,
I don't disagree with
yeah,
you. I don't disagree
yeah,
with you at all. I feel like it's totally fair to have it above Jujutsu Kaisen because Jujutsu Kaisen is only like what, 150, 160 chapters in? That's way too
yeah.
early for us to judge it. But since I haven't
yeah,
read the entire thing and I just watching the anime, I feel like
yeah,
Jujutsu Kaisen had the best start for an
Oh,
anime
yeah,
that
it
I've
did
seen
have
in
a
a
great
long
start.
time. Because,
yeah,
Like
yeah.
the anime did really
yeah,
But
good.
I
But
would say one thing without spoiling anything. I would say one bad thing about Jujutsu Kaisen is like all these characters. I think Naruto had this problem, right? Like, people say, oh, only the main characters, only the main dudes do something, and everybody else, even if they're hyped up, they don't do much. And in Jujutsu, like, it's like what, 137 or something chapters came out, right? And
yeah,
we've had like these strong characters and stuff, they're hyped up and shit, but they don't do anything. Like, everything only these main characters do. And either like, uh, Gojo, or like Itadori, or all these, like, the main
yeah.
dudes, only they
Because
do
it's hard,
everything.
like, but if you think about it, and I see your point, and I was thinking about that when I was watching these episodes, because the cast was getting larger and larger fast, And I was
Yeah.
wondering in the back of my mind while watching these episodes, saying, are these characters are all going to be good and prominent in the story? And because that's hard. I don't know any show beside One Piece that had so many characters that all were relevant one way and the other by the end of the story. Because, like you said, Naruto was
Yes.
the closest one, but by the end, pretty much nobody was relevant anymore. So it's
But
gonna be fascinating to see if Jujutsu Kaisen is gonna do better or not.
I'll say it's hard to do, especially when you start making like these characters so strong. Like in order, I think one of the biggest. Well,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that later. But it's like he's saying,
Yeah.
when you get all these characters and stuff, and then you get like these characters they got to go up against that are super strong. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, so if you can't
Yeah.
really focus on the side characters if you're trying to make the main character get to this level, because you're trying
No,
to.
but
Oh,
no.
it's my
See,
bad.
the
You can,
problem
but it's
is,
hard to do. You
I
can,
no
but
no.
it's hard.
See, it's not like that, right? And like, I don't want to spoil it, but Lou, you know that like the arc we are going in, there were multiple enemies, right? And there were multiple like strong dudes. They hyped up this dude. Like, there's this dude, like, an old dude. He's the head of some, let's say, some organization, right? And he was supposed to be like this super strong dude who like kept to his old ways, so he's like super strong. And he even makes fun of all these young people who are like weak and shit, right? And he doesn't do anything. So I'm
No,
like,
because
you don't have to hype up everyone, right?
that's
I'm not
kind of
saying.
explained, but I'm not going to get into it because, like I said, I don't want to spoil. So I'm not really.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of explained, but it's very vague. It's explained by Gojo, but I think you might actually have seen that part in the anime, but I don't know where the
No,
anime
no,
is right
maybe
now.
I don't think you're getting what I'm trying to say, but I don't want to spoil it,
No,
so
I
it's
get
fine.
what you're saying. I'm saying it's kind of explained, but I still don't really agree with it because I do think he
But
should have shown
but here's the
something.
thing. Here's the thing. Fiend, you didn't say who you were voting for.
Oh, yes, I am actually voting for Bleach.
Ooh,
Okay. And it's stunt voting?
stunt.
Stunt.
I know you don't know much about either one, but you know what? You thought us talk and thought us like explain the
Yeah.
two, so you can kind of
So my vote's based off what you guys think, basically.
No, come to your own
Okay, then it's
understanding.
Bleach.
From my own understanding,
Yeah.
is something. This one thing. Well, sorry, two things really stuck out when you guys were explaining like both these animes.
Yeah.
Filler. What was that about? You say Bleach had a lot of filler.
Yes.
Yes.
Bleach
Yeah,
had
because
half
Any
of
Bleach
Bleach
finished.
is
anime,
filler. Yes.
any anime that needs filler. I mean, a little, tiny bit of filler every now and again. Okay, not going to complain. Some things need filler to get through
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
plot. If
Yeah.
there's too much filler, it's not worth my time.
Now there
Yeah.
are filler arcs in Bleach, like multiple
Yeah.
Yeah,
arcs
those
of
two.
filler.
Yeah.
So
No,
yeah.
no.
Hey, one
But
of them.
even
To be fair, one of them was actually really good.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I
going to
would
It's
sit
say.
still
there
filler.
and watch a
It
whole
was,
arc
but it
of
was good
filler
though. It was good.
Are you
because
talking about the Zanpakuto one?
Yes.
you're taking away more episodes that you could have been a lot more productive with that I could have enjoyed so much more.
Yeah. It was a different time back then. Like they had to take
Yeah.
many filler arcs and stops so they can
Yeah.
because the manga and the anime were getting close to each other, but
Yeah.
there was not a lot of seasonal stuff. So now with animes like My Hero or Jujutsu Kaisen, now that they're seasonal, we're not gonna see any filler, and the animation is gonna be great and everything. So
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like Jujutsu Kaisen has a lot more chance to
Yeah.
end up being better than Bleach, but of course, it's not
Yes.
guaranteed. It's not guaranteed at all.
Yeah, I would say, like, look, if maybe we are talking in the future where Jujutsu also has like, maybe 300 chapters, I'm pretty sure Jujutsu has the potential of taking over the position of like this big shonen, the big ones and stuff. Like maybe it has the potential, but like right now I wouldn't say just because it has potential it should like be fair for Bleach either.
That's true. And I didn't judge based on potential, to be honest. I judged based
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the anime, but 17 episodes versus 300 something episodes is not
yeah,
fair. But in
yeah, yeah,
those 16 were, or 17 episodes, they were very, very close to perfect. So that's why
yes,
I said for now, JJK. But hey,
yeah,
in 5 years, we'll see.
Oh,
yes.
yes.
Okay, then
So
so
is Stunt going with Jujutsu Kaisen?
I mean, see I'm gonna vote for it, and now I'm gonna have to go watch it. Is the thing.
It's
Well,
very
you
short,
should
but it's
but
watch it
actually pretty good.
regardless.
I think you'd like it, Stunt.
no, but the thing is, if Stunt actually votes for Jujutsu Kaisen, then we're gonna have to move on to the next one and actually
And
wait
a
for
tie.
Eden's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll have to
because it's
come
a
back
tie.
to it at some point. See,
Yeah.
that one was
Yeah.
actually.
Okay, then.
Is Eden's coming?
Yes, I'll
I
message
mean,
him
if
again.
Eden's is coming, we
The
can
Edens
wait.
are coming. The Edens are coming. Sorry. I just have to add in my comedy here and every now and again, since I know
Yeah, I
barely
mean,
jack shit about what we're talking about.
I think that was a
no,
very
it's
good.
fine.
That was probably one of the better brackets on the list because it was a harder one for
Oh
me at least.
shit!
The
You
Bleach
know,
and
for a
the
second,
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Lou, for a second, I thought you were gonna say that was one of the better jokes from Stunt.
Oh no,
that
no.
was my weakest joke so far, I believe.
I was just saying that's one of the better brackets on here. There was some more to come, but that one was.
Oh, Eden's is here for the tiebreaker,
Oh,
man.
Eden's came just in
Oh, is
time.
Edens out?
Yes.
Oh,
So
let me check.
Eden's.
Sorry, guys.
Eden's.
Sorry for.
Are you
Hey,
good?
man. Sorry for being late.
Eden, do you want
Hey,
to go
no
ahead
Yeah, you're
and
fine.
problem.
introduce yourself and everything, real quick before we, get you to break this tie?
Oh, okay. Yo, what's up? This is Eden's YouTube channel, or soon to be YouTube channel. Come this weekend will be EdenzSaga. Just guy like talking about anime and manga, and
Nice.
late,
Cool
late,
stuff.
late to the party. Unfortunately.
Hey, no
You're not
problem,
that late,
man.
you know.
You're actually right in time for this tiebreaker, and the bracket is Jujutsu Kaisen versus Bleach.
Ooh.
Yeah, and let me say, a lot of people are gonna be on your throne.
Oh, okay. Okay. Um. uh, so how are you guys ranking this?
Uh,
It's just by how much you like each one, and it's not just like your favorites, it's like, the goods and bads of both.
Hmm. Okay.
Just go by your gut. You can
Okay.
explain a bit.
All right. If I'm going by my gut, for the moment, I'm still gonna just say Bleach because Jujutsu Kaisen, like it's still like the fresher series. It's
Yeah,
it's it's hitting it's hitting a lot of strong points right now where the story is currently at.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but I'm not gonna say that just because of that, it's automatically like ahead of Bleach.
yeah,
I do not believe the opinion when people say that after Soul Society everything about Bleach sucks. I think that is like a really bad take.
mm,
Um yeah, no. So I would have to go with Bleach for now, just because like there's a lot more content, a lot more good stuff in Bleach. Jujutsu
all
Kaisen is on
right,
its way there. It's on its way there,
yes,
but just gotta give a little more because we're talking what barely what 140 something chapters versus Bleach is what 600 plus.
yeah.
yes, I think so.
Yeah, so
Okay,
yeah, so
okay,
now
then
go with Bleach.
Bleach wins. So I mean, we've talked about this a lot. So
Yes.
let's get to the
Well,
next bracket,
quick
and
question because I
you
want to
know,
see
okay.
Atlas and Eden's. I know like me and Fiend have. Did y'all ever read the episode 0 or the what is it chapter 0 of Jujutsu Kaisen, the prelogue? Well,
I
I have not
started
yet.
it, but I haven't finished it. No.
okay.
Yeah, me neither.
I was just wondering, just seeing
Yeah,
if y'all
yeah.
have. It's really good.
Okay.
Is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Well, at least I haven't
I'm
read
Yeah,
it.
focusing
I
on
got.
Vagabond right now.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I was just,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, dude, Vagabond. Just trust me, it's much better. Just continue
Oh,
with
of
Vagabond.
course, of course. I know. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Now I'm gonna be going 2 volumes a night, hopefully, until I finish it.
yeah. Okay, so the next bracket is, of course, the uh, let's say the fallen angel of shonen. Supposed king who has fallen, and that is, of course, Naruto. And the and the other one, I think there's a lot of controversy about this, right? Some think this is the greatest, and some think this is dog shit. So let's see what you guys think, and that is Black Clover.
Okay. So I watched Black Clover. I did not read the anime, the manga. I did not. I'm not caught up to the manga. I just watched the anime up to the war arc, and I finished Naruto. I watched all of it and read all of it. So I think Black Clover. I mean, a lot of people joke on it, and I
Yeah,
get that I get that, but I also feel like recently people have been changing their minds on it, and I'm not sure why. Because in my opinion, like it just has a lot of flaws in every department that I consider important to the story. Like the plot is not the most original. Like we've seen it in many shows before, especially in
hmm,
shonen. So it's nothing extraordinary. I would say that's just average. The
yeah,
cast is all tropes we have seen. It's like get some tropes from Naruto, some tropes from One Piece, some tropes from Bleach. Like there is no character in Black Clover that we have never seen anywhere else. I feel like we've seen
yeah,
pretty much everything before and written better. Like people who have
yes,
written these tropes better. So it's average. The world building is okay. It's not bad, but it's not the best or some of the best. I feel like magic is a cool power system. The guilds are pretty good. The captains are pretty good. So I'm not gonna say the setting is bad. The setting is probably the best thing about the show, but it's not great. And the themes are just rehash stuff. The themes are stuff we've seen with Naruto and One Piece and Bleach and with almost
yes,
everything we've seen here. At least Jujutsu Kaisen is new, but is bringing a little bit more originality. With Black Clover, it's literally nothing new. So I can't give it my vote when Naruto does the exact same thing that Black Clover is doing, just better, a lot better. So my vote is gonna be with Naruto because it's a better Black Clover. You know what I mean?
yeah. And I would go next, right? I think I agree with everything that Atlas said. And I would say, like, I've read all these, like, I've seen a few of newer manga and newer shonen and stuff, right? And, like, I don't know, man. I tried Black Clover. I went up to the latest arc, but I never felt, oh damn man, Black Clover is coming this week. I never felt that. So I just stopped. I read until like the supposed time skip, and I was like, I used to read every week, right? I used to be waiting for Naruto. I used to wait for One Piece. I mean, I still wait for One Piece each week. We go crazy like addicts, right? Oh, where's the chapter? Where's the chapter? But you see, I never felt that with Black Clover. It's like, I don't know, man. I mean, I only like two characters of Black Clover, and that is Yami, and I think the other one's name is Merio Leona, I think. I only like these two characters, and the others are like, I don't know. It's the same rehash stuff, and I think at least for this bracket, I don't even have to explain why I like Naruto because I think it's just better in everything compared to Black Clover. And yeah, my vote is Naruto.
So I will also have to go with Naruto. Just because I tried watching the anime Black Clover, the manga, I feel it's better for Black Clover. With Naruto,
Yeah.
I watched it and I read some of it, but to me, I like the Oli Naruto a lot better. Just the Oli Naruto in itself, not even Shippuden. Just the original Naruto, I think is better than Black Clover. Shippuden as well. I enjoyed a lot of Shippuden until the very end. I still like the very end. The very end was good, but I felt like I wanted some of the characters to have their moments, and their moments were they got outshined. Like they had this big moment, and then that moment was taken away, which I didn't like. So there was these moments in Naruto that I loved that got ruined in a sense. But I'm still gonna have to go in Naruto over Black Clover, just because it's
Okay.
to me I love
Now,
it.
now, not that it
Eden.
makes much of a difference, not to interrupt here, but are we also including like Boruto
No,
in
No.
this?
I was gonna say it would.
Boruto is a separate show.
I would say it was fun. It would be funny if we put Boruto against Naruto. That would have been kind of funny, but
No, we should have done Boruto versus Black Clover because that would be close.
that would be close.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that would be close.
Cool. So
Yeah,
which one are
but
we going for?
I mean, Naruto already has 3 votes, but
Yeah.
Eden's didn't say anything.
Okay,
All
okay,
right.
all right. So it's my turn. All right, so let me go ahead
Yeah.
and just say it right now. Yeah, my vote is for Naruto. So in the case of Black Clover, um, in the very beginning. All right, so whenever I recommend Black Clover to anybody, it's usually like to get people into anime. It's never I never talk about it as like one of those like all time greats or whatever that like S tier shonen or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and I always recommend the manga over the anime because the anime adaptation honestly is a in my opinion is a disservice to like the manga itself.
I agree.
um it has it has its moments like when the anime wants to go off, like they do a really good job, but it at its lows it is like very hard to watch sometimes. um we remember when the anime first dropped, like during those like first 7 episodes, when Asta, which was trending on Twitter, which had people hating the show just because of the voice acting. um
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah, so and also like the manga wise, like it has pretty good art. um
Yeah.
yeah, so pretty much like manga over the anime adaptation, like in every single thing. So
Yeah.
so this is where I give Black Clover some love. um because I do think it does these things better than Naruto, and that is its side characters in terms of like making them just feel like they have more of a role, and their female cast, and in particular like the main female character versus because we know like Sakura is, I would say, pretty much considered one of the more hated
Fuck Sakura.
Yeah.
I hate him. I hate Sakura.
female leads. Like
Yeah.
so like
Yeah.
it's I'm not saying, and again, I'm not saying this as an argument to put Black Clover over Naruto, but I just think this is one of Black Clover's few improvements when comparing it to Naruto, because what they do with their female lead Noelle, I believe is like really good, like really good development for her character. It's kind of and I think that's the case with like a lot of the newer shonen today, like with the same case like with JJK they're
Yeah.
doing with uh Nobara.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so yeah, so yeah, just giving Black Clover a little love, and the argument about being like a lot of cliches and whatnot. Yes, that is very true, especially in the very beginning.
Yeah.
I think even the creator did an interview about that,
Mm.
um, and pretty much confirmed that stuff himself. And I can understand where he's coming from, because when you just like look into the way like the manga industry is, and how it's like a survival of the fittest kind of situation with these guys, when you never
Yeah.
know when you can get axed after like 3 chapters, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So you want to hit the gate running with like the things that a lot of people are familiar with, like the things that make Naruto popular and all that stuff.
True.
But to Black Clover's credit, like at some point, like eventually down the line, they do kind of start to become their own thing. Not saying they bring anything new to the table story wise, but it's not what you see in the beginning where it's like a literal carbon copy of all these things that you saw thrown together.
It's
It's at least
improved.
it's improved. But that's just all I have to say. Just give it some love. But I'd still say Naruto.
Yeah.
All right. I
Okay.
mean, look, I don't like to get into, the female cast, male cast and shit because it's more of a, political thing and stuff. But I would say one thing that, both Bleach, oh, sorry, not Bleach, Black Clover and Fairy Tail, right? They both have probably the best female cast of shonen.
What?
And I would say one thing, right? Like, yes, they have the best cast of shonen, but they still, again, both Black
Everybody
Clover
jokes
and
on them.
Fairy Tail.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody jokes on them, and it's like, a love triangle kind of thing. Like everybody loves
Yeah.
each other, and like it's just weird. So, I don't know about that.
So
Yeah,
no, we're
and
gonna move
But
on. Oh, my bad.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah,
yeah, Naruto.
Naruto
Naruto
wins,
wins.
and okay, so the next one, I think it's more of a sports, a sports manga kind of thing. So
Oh,
Oh,
I
it's
didn't have to
like,
say a word in all of that.
oh shit,
oh, my
Stan,
bad.
my bad.
I'm sorry, but I was gonna like interject here, but I mean there is nothing I can say. Obviously, I'm gonna vote Naruto as well. I've never seen Black
Yeah.
Clover.
I
I
mean, I
just
mean,
wanted
you
to
you
mention that I
love
was
Ninja
here.
Storm, right? You love Ninja Storm, so
Yeah, yeah.
I just want to
I mean
say,
the reason.
Rise of a Ninja over Ninja Storm. Just putting it out there.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay, let's get into the next bracket, right? And this is
Who are you
a
trying to trigger, Gabe?
sports.
This one is gonna be that's Attack on Titan on top, right?
Yeah, Attack on
No, no,
Titan,
no. This is like two
and
sports manga, man. I mean,
That's Attack on Titan.
that's Attack on Titan. It's Attack on
yeah, I
Titan
mean,
and Haikyuu.
let me explain, right? Let me explain.
Okay.
See, this is both volleyball manga. One is, of course, the most famous volleyball manga, which is Haikyuu, and the other one, you see, it's kind of a different volleyball manga, right? In this, we have these giants, and instead of the balls, we have these humans, and of course, it's Attack on
He's
Titan.
throwing humans the Beast Titan when he's throwing rocks.
Yeah, exactly.
That's sports right there.
Exactly. Baseball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just the people he's throwing it at can't
Yeah.
catch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have no chance.
They don't have hands, they can't catch.
Yeah. This one actually was a very tight choice for me. I don't know about you guys, but good job on making it difficult even in round one. Because I feel like for whichever one loses here is still better than a lot of stuff in the other bracket. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. But for me, I think my vote is going to be Attack on Titan, simply because the setting is more developed. Like we go to Paradise, and then to Marley, and then there are the walls, and there's a structure. So the setting plays a role in the story. Like the walls are helpful to the plot. So it's we're not just sitting in Japan like Haikyuu, where the setting does not matter that much. So,
Yeah.
and that's not just a slight at Haikyuu, because that's a weakness that a lot of sports series have. The setting in sports series is not as interesting as in other fictional works.
Yeah.
And after that, I would say the plot, like Attack on Titan's plot, is insane. Like you don't hear about it all the time. There's not a lot of stories like that, so it's something really, really unique. And Haikyuu's plot is not bad, but it's the stereotypical sports one. Like a sports team wants to be the
Yeah.
best, and a guy in the sports team wants to be the best, and there's rivalries, and it's great, and I loved it. I love Haikyuu, but I think Attack on Titan here just a little bit ahead. So I'm going with Attack on Titan.
Yeah, and I would also go with Attack on Titan because the only thing I know about Haikyuu is it's about volleyball. That's it.
I
So
would have to go with
I can't
Haikyuu.
An
say much about
anime
that.
about volleyball. That's
Dude,
interesting to
I would
me.
have to go with Haikyuu because I've never like because I'm caught. I've read the whole manga and everything. I'm on like season 3 of Attack on Titan, and with Attack on Titan, it's good. I'm enjoying it, but when I first watched Haiku and then started reading it, I've never been pretty much sitting here reading and feeling like I'm on a court. The way he describes it, it makes me want to go play volleyball. You know, I want to go out there. I want to
That's
do
true.
these crazy things like they're doing in this manga. You know, diving, hitting it, spiking it, because it makes me feel the emotion. He puts all this emotion into these characters, and you can tell like how they're feeling. You know, and it makes you want to do it. So the reason I'm picking IQ is because of how much he drew you into the show, because it's not one of these action mangas, you know, or action anime where you see these people fighting and stuff. So it's like, oh, okay, you know, but it's a sports anime manga like he was talking about, and he makes it feel he makes you connect with it on a level to where it feels like an action manga or action anime, to where it's like these people have
Mhm.
such a drive, such an intense aura about them that you
That's
wanna.
true. That's true.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not much of a sports guy. You know, the only thing close to any sports that I watched is, you know, wrestling, WWE. So, you know, I can't say much about, you know,
Oh, I was the
sports
same
Yeah.
manga
way, cause like I tried.
entertaining me. But I would say one thing, right? Did you guys watch Inazuma 11? I think I love that. It's about football.
No, no,
I
that's what I
was
was saying.
only a little bit. Only a little bit.
I've never seen it.
Ah, okay. I mean, it had a lot of cliches. As a kid, I enjoyed it. Probably not now, but yeah.
But I was gonna
Yeah.
say I'm the same way. I don't like watching a lot of sports. I do every once in a while, but
Mm,
not much. Um,
mm,
but with Haikyuu, it was so different. Like I was saying, because like I tried watching Ace of Diamonds, I was like, that's not for me. Tried watching, you know, some other sports things, it wasn't for me.
yeah,
Then I kept hearing about Haikyuu, so I tried it out,
yeah.
and I was hooked.
Yeah. I would say one thing, right? I didn't add, I didn't add that anime in this list, but I would say one sports anime that I actually really loved was Slam Dunk.
Yes, I was gonna tell you that. I was gonna tell you
Yeah,
if you loved Vagabond, then you probably try out Slam Dunk.
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes. But I mean, I was a kid, so I probably need to reread or
Yeah.
rewatch. But
No,
yeah,
just try to read
yeah,
it. I think like reading it, first of all, the anime did not finish it. So the
yeah,
last arc, which is the big tournament arc, is not animated. I hope that the
yeah.
new movie they announced is about that because it's a
Mm.
fantastic arc. It's crazy. Inoue is just a genius. So all of the
Inoue
stuff
is
he
a
wrote,
genius.
yeah,
Yes,
all of the stuff he's done is great. So if you want an introduction to a sports manga, definitely Slam Dunk.
yes,
I need
But
to
yes.
don't
check out
sleep.
Slam Dunk.
Yes,
yeah.
and don't
Uh,
go ahead.
I about to say, yeah, and also in the case of Slam Dunk, I'm not finished with the story yet. I'm still pretty in the early parts of it, but I'm loving what I'm reading so far. And
Mm.
from based off what I've heard, like you know, aside from like One Piece and whatnot, I usually hear people say, at least among the shonen, like they will have Slam Dunk, like if not their favorite, it's up there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Especially on
yeah,
Twitter. If you're on Twitter, a lot of Slam Dunk fans.
yeah.
So
And Eden's,
Yes. Okay. So my
yeah,
vote.
yes.
Okay. So my vote is gonna be for Attack on Titan, but I will say
Mm.
this. So I have not finished Haikyuu in the manga yet. But
Mm.
so here's my take on it. When it comes to these two, I would say that where Haikyuu shines more than Attack on Titan is making you love the like pretty much the cast in general. Like
Mm.
because like in Haikyuu, you know what gets you invested. If
Mm.
you're like me and you're not really a fan of volleyball, you never watch it or
Mm.
anything like that, going into this anime, and you're kind of
Yeah.
sitting there like asking yourself like, yo, am I really about to watch an anime or read a manga about volleyball?
Yeah.
but see, so to me, like what gets the reason why I put their cast over Attack on Titans is because like they make you feel invested in what they're doing, even if it's something that you know that you would have no interest in. Um,
Mm.
I feel like and also this is kind of like a preference thing, whether you want to see like story about these characters in a more down to earth setting versus Attack on Titan, which has like a lot of the anime aesthetics going. Like people biting their hand and lightning shooting down, and they turn into big kaiju's and stuff like that. The stuff
Yeah.
that you see in anime versus something more down to earth. Um, but so I say the character thing for Haikyuu because I believe that's like its shining point. That is like its biggest attraction for the series. Like that's what's making me love it from what I've seen so far. From what
Yeah.
I've heard, people who have finished the manga, that's what I've heard is what they love about it. Like the characters, like not generally like so much
Oh,
as
the
what they're doing
character's
themselves,
great.
but like yeah, their investment in the story because of these character relationships and whatnot. And that's not
Yeah.
to say that that's not to say that the characters for Attack on Titan are bad. It's just when it comes to Attack on Titan, there are a lot of characters I like, but
Yeah.
there's probably way more who I don't have like any real feelings for, and that
Yeah.
could be due to the story having like
Yeah.
that
I would
Game of
say,
Thrones.
yeah, I mean, I would say Attack on Titan is a lot of like plot driven story. So,
Right.
the
Whereas
characters,
Haikyuu is
they're
character
good.
driven.
Yeah, exactly. The
So
characters are good, but they go with the plot.
right. So and then
Yeah.
so like the reason why I would put Attack on Titan on top is because uh one of the biggest I would argue one of the biggest things that makes a story so good or like that gets you so invested is the appeal of the mystery and
Yeah.
Attack on Titan and Attack on Titan's like strongest strengths at least up until their time skip was the mystery. Even then I would
Yes.
argue like there's still like a bit of mystery even after the big reveal. I don't want to say spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen it, but yeah, so yeah, Attack on Titan is my pick. And also like the progression of the main protagonist. How do you like how Isayama has just made one of the more hated protagonists change into what he is now? I think is just like amazing.
Mm.
With
Yeah.
like his role in the story, like the switch up that he's done now with Aaron as a character, um,
Mm.
or just how the story is ending right now. Like
Yeah.
so far it's ending on a good note. And
Yes.
I can pretty much like vouch for Attack on Titan as a whole since we only have maybe like two more chapters left at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. Only two chapters. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like okay, so when it comes to Attack on Titan and Haikyuu character wise, I believe shines more than Attack on Titan, but Attack on Titan does a lot of other things really well, better than
Mm.
Haikyuu does.
All right. And
Okay,
stunt.
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 I heard my name. That would be me. Yes. Sorry, my child took the rubber piece off of my analog stick on my Xbox controller. I've been trying to fix it this whole time.
Okay, so what do you think about these two?
Okay.
um. Well, I mean,
See,
one, I
let
like
me
to make a
just say,
joke
right?
that gay. What?
Yeah.
What theme?
Yeah. I mean, one is volleyball and the other is like cannibal giants.
Yeah, I'm aware of Attack on Titan and like the whole like giant
Okay.
thing, the really
Okay.
creepy giant thing that actually kind of gives me nightmares every time I think about it. So thanks. I'll be wallowing in my own self pity while I cry myself in a corner later tonight. Um, and I mean, you guys are talking about like these sports animes. I just never thought that sports would be an anime subject ever in my life.
They're actually really good. Some of them. Like I never thought they'd be good, and then Haikyuu changed my mind. I was like, okay. And then I'm hearing things about
There,
Slam Dunk.
there are a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of great sports
Yeah.
anime and manga. Like once you open your mind and you try it, the sport
Yeah.
does not matter because it's a character piece that focuses just on like characters themselves. Like
Yeah.
Ippo is great. I feel like Captain Tsubasa was good. Ao Ashi is good. Blue Lock is good. Prince of Tennis is good. There's just a lot of
How
good
many
sports manga.
There's
sports
a lot.
animes are there?
There's a
There's
lot.
A
a lot.
lot.
There's
I
a
feel like
lot.
they make you want to go
Kuroko no
play
basket.
sports. They make you want to go do these sports again. Like I played
Dude,
basketball and
how
stuff,
many
and it's like,
sports have you played?
so
In
I
real
never
life,
play. I played
Yes.
football, wrestling, cross country, track. Um, I've played basketball, never on a team, but I'd play basketball. I've played tennis, never really on a team though. I've played soccer.
Damn, man, I only played video games.
Hey, Jesus, Speaking, get outside more. But no, have you ever played volleyball prior to reading this
Yes.
yes.
or watching it?
I have.
I,
Yes,
yeah.
I was
Yeah,
never good though. I
I
was
did
always the
as
kid.
well.
I never took it serious though. I thought it was, just hit the ball. And then I'm watching
It's not
this
real.
show and it's like, fuck man, I could have
Yeah.
done all this shit
Well,
while playing
Serving was
volleyball.
crazy hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
serving is insanely hard. Like
And then
nobody
Yeah.
serves
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
solving,
Yeah.
receiving, all of it was so hard. It seemed
Coming,
like.
Yeah.
well,
And then
this.
watching it, man.
Sorry, continue.
I was saying when I watched it, man, it wanted me to do it all over again and actually like put effort into it and actually try to get good. Cause it just looked so beautiful. It looked really
Hey,
good.
guys. Okay, we gotta get into the
Yeah.
bracket.
So
Yes.
Yeah.
so
Well,
So
coming. Okay, well, here's my vote. I would vote for the volleyball anime. Coming
Mm.
from someone who actually was decently good at volleyball, and thinking about the whole like I enjoy watching sports and that shit like that.
Nice.
I
Nice.
would probably give that a watch.
you should
So
definitely
my
check it
vote
out.
goes with that.
Haikyuu.
All right.
Well, it's
And
still
Haikyuu.
Attack on Titan wins this one.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah,
now
Attack
we
on
move
Titan.
on to the next one, which is
Okay,
Full
so
Metal.
the next one, you see, this one I think back in the day, right? Like when like let's say 5 to 10 years ago, if you would have asked anybody like which is the best anime to start watching animes and getting into manga, I think everybody would have said both of these, and one
Yes.
is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, or whatever, Full Metal Alchemist, and the other one is Death Note.
That's true. I think you're right. And still to this day, these are two very, very good picks for people to start their journey in anime with
Yes.
because they're both fantastic, have a lot of good themes in them. Like, I think definitely good watches, both of them. So, my vote is going to be for Death Note, but by a hair, I gave Death Note a 17 out of 20 and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is 16 out of 20. And the only difference in there was that I thought that the plot for Death Note was a little bit better than Full Metal. And meanwhile, the setting in both shows was not crazy, but I feel like the cast in Full Metal and the cast in Death Note are a little bit like can be comparable to each other. Both like they're in the same level, but the plot, just the originality of Death Note, how you can have a book where you write down a name and that person dies, and how it went from a high schooler to
Yeah.
end of the world type events. I feel like that just gives it a little nudge because it made me more interested or like more binge worthy. Like Death Note is something you want to binge watch. Like what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next? With Full Metal, it's more about themes, philosophy. Take your time, think about it. So I
Yes.
I would go Death Note.
So with
Okay, Eden's.
nope, go ahead.
Okay,
Okay.
Luke. Yeah, go on.
Well, I
Go
was gonna
on.
say mine is not gonna take long because I haven't
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
either. Well, I've seen like 10 episodes of Full Metal, and I've never seen Death Note. But from what I've heard from each one, Full Metal is good, but I feel
Yeah.
like Death Note to me would be better just because of everything I've heard about it. About it's like one dude trying to pretty much stop another dude. Like, it reminds me of like a detective show in a
Yeah.
sense. And I love
Yeah.
those types of shows, like stop this guy, and this guy's trying to play it smart, cover his tracks, and things like that. I don't know, it's just interesting to me. So I think
Yes.
Death Note would be better for me, so I'm gonna have to vote for Death Note. Even though I haven't
Mm.
seen it and I've seen Full Metal Alchemist, of like a little bit of Full Metal Alchemist, I'd have to go with Death Note.
Mm. Okay. And Eden's?
All right. So here I go. I am going to go with Full Metal,
Mm.
and that is and I am willing to admit that there might be just a little bit of personal bias in this.
Mm.
So the case of Full Metal, it's really weird because you kind of had to like if you just saw Metal Brotherhood,
Mm.
it's kind of interesting because it's like you would have to have, if not read the manga, at least seen parts of the previous adaptation to
Yes.
really understand everything as a story. So it's really weird when getting into. Um,
Yeah.
but for me, I will say Full Metal because I love how for one instance, like the story itself, you're going into it, and obviously this is the same case with Death Note, as you guys said, it's like
Mm.
pretty original. In the case of Full Metal, I like how the story doesn't have to be something grandiose in terms of the characters'
Mm.
goals.
Yeah.
Like Edward and Alphonse, they aren't working to become the king of alchemy or anything like that. Not a knock to Naruto, One Piece, nothing like that. It's just I just
Yeah.
like that I just like how its take on the story doesn't have to be some grand goal by the end of all this.
Yes.
Instead it's something simple, as if like they want something back that they lost. It's a story about redemption pretty much,
Yeah.
and not just for them, but like a lot of the side characters as well. It's a story about redemption, um,
Mm.
revenge, seeking the truth, seeking justice, like learning,
Yeah.
like kind of like opening your the way it seems when you learn more and more of these like reveals later on in the story. Um,
Mm.
it's a story about like um, as I said, redemption. Your
Yeah.
characters like learning about like their
Yeah.
moralities. It's a story about people fighting with
Yeah.
their beliefs. Um, I love the bond between the brothers, and you see like the links they go to in order that they go to, like trying to save one another, as well as
Mm.
their friends down the line. I believe Scar and Mustang are probably like, I would argue, maybe like
Yes.
the two best characters in the story, when you see
Mm.
like
I agree.
how like their past go, and then like how they end up by the end of the story. um and in the case of Death Note, I would probably say is like definitely the better written story. And this is and when it comes to Death Note, it's also about preference, really, because
Mm.
in the case of Full Metal, it's closer to being a battle shonen than Death Note is, obviously. In terms
Yeah.
of like, if you had to compare it to the more mainstream ones like Naruto and One Piece,
Yes.
whereas Death Note is like we had all said, it's original. It's a battle of, it's not saying it's original with the battle of the minds thing, but the way it goes
Yeah.
about it. You have the main
Yes.
character. You have the main character who, in a way, can make some people feel conflicted about should they be rooting for this guy or not.
Mm.
And then with his actions and like the way he sees the world with his god complex and whatnot. Then
Yeah.
you have a character like L, who is, you know when you're looking at it from like just a logical perspective, L is really the good guy here. He's just doing
Yeah.
his job. He's the good guy here, but it's like the author writes the story in a way to where like you want Light to win. Like, he's really the bad guy here, but you just want to see him win. Um,
Yes.
so like I'm all for you guys like saying like Death Note over Full Metal, and because I just like Full Metal just means a lot to me.
Mm.
That's yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It's a toss
And
up, honestly.
They're
yeah.
both good.
And
I'd feel.
stunt. Stunt.
Stunt had to step out. Sadly, he had to go help his wife with some stuff, so he had to leave
Oh
early.
No
shit.
problem.
Oh
Yeah.
shit. Because you see, the thing is, stunt would have been a tiebreaker because I'm also going with full metal.
What?
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Hmm.
Okay, I mean, let's wait for stunt. He's gonna come back, right?
I'm not sure because I don't know if he's having to like leave
Uh,
and go do some stuff or what. but I know.
Okay, let's get to the next two brackets. If he's not back, then I'm gonna do something about that
Okay.
because it's pretty close. Like Death Note and
Yeah.
Full Metal for me, they're like pretty close. So,
So,
just for the show to go on, I can change my opinion. It's
Yeah.
fine.
yeah,
But
and it's pretty hard too because it's like for me like what probably
yeah,
would have just like for me what would have like probably pushed me over the edge on one or the other is like their anime
yeah,
adaptations, but both have really good
yeah,
anime adaptations as well. So it's
yeah,
just makes it even
Yeah.
difficult.
yeah,
No
yeah,
problem. Yeah, let's skip it, and
yeah,
if he comes back before we're over, good. If not, we'll find a fun way to
yeah.
make a winner,
Yes.
have a winner.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So let me explain the next bracket, right? This is for me the toughest bracket because when I saw this, I was like, okay, I made this thinking like, a legend versus legend. If you guys watch WWE, it's like Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, Triple H versus Stone Cold. For me, it's like this is probably the toughest of this bracket. And, both legends of, the industry, both like held in high regard. Like
Yep.
the fans and shit. Like I don't know what to say, man. These two are icons, right? And that is Yu Yu Hakusho and Rurouni Kenshin.
So I guess I'm gonna start this one off. I don't know much about Yu Yu because I still haven't really like got into it really yet, but I've heard a
Mm,
lot of good things. I mean, everyone who's seen it, read it, watched it, always keeps it in like high praise and always says all
yeah,
this like really good stuff about it. I haven't heard really anyone say anything bad about it. I've heard people say like what was it? I think they said the manga had a better ending. I'm not really sure, but that's
They're
about it.
both similar, to be honest. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're pretty much
yeah, kind
similar.
of
Like
same.
I mean,
Yeah,
everyone speaks really well of Yu Yu Hakusho. No one really has anything bad to say about it. And then Rurouni
Yeah,
Kenshin, I read it and I really enjoyed it. And again, it's one of
yeah,
them, not many people have much stuff to say bad about Rurouni Kenshin, except the whole
yeah.
author stuff. But
Yeah,
we're not gonna get
yeah.
into that.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
we're just talking about the manga, and
Mm,
I'm probably gonna have to vote for Rurouni Kenshin just because I've read it and
mm, yeah.
it was one of my favorite. It rose the ranks very quickly of one of my
But I
favorites.
think so. Have you ever seen or read Yu Yu Hakusho?
No, that's why I said I'm going based off what I hear people say with that, and they always
Yeah,
keep in high praise. So I gotta check it out. I'm like, it's definitely on my list. And
yeah,
that's why I'm saying
yeah,
it's close because I don't want to like put Yu Yu Hakusho out. But then again, it's like I haven't seen or read it, so I have to go with Rurouni Kenshin because I have
Yeah,
read it, and I really did like Rurouni Kenshin. It was more, the whole generic, swordsman protecting everyone, which I loved. The samurai because I like sword.
yeah,
I like sword, a lot of like sword men and stuff like
yeah,
yeah.
sword
I
fights,
think
anything like that.
I think that here it's close,
yeah,
but it's not as close as the next one, in my opinion. This one here was close, but pretty easy for me. I
mm,
think that Yu Yu Hakusho gets my vote. It's I feel like for a shonen, Rurouni
mm,
Kenshin is very good, but
mm,
there's not many things that
mm,
it does better than Yu Yu Hakusho. Beside,
mm,
I feel like the plot. The plot is a little bit more interesting for Rurouni Kenshin because at first you
yeah,
don't know his past, you don't know what's wrong with him. Why is he fighting in the style he does with the blades? Like he fights with the other side of the blades and stuff. So you never you don't understand that. So I would say the
yeah,
plot could be more towards Rurouni Kenshin, but Yu Yu Hakusho got the rest covered. It has a better cast. It has a great world building power system, and also like the themes it deals with. Like I would put the themes similar because Rurouni Kenshin is very philosophical, a lot of great themes, and they're executed nicely. And same thing
yes,
for Yu Yu Hakusho. But when you compare the cast, I
mm,
have the cast of Yu Yu Hakusho above Rurouni Kenshin, not just by 1 point, but by 2 points.
Ooh.
So I
Yes.
feel like I feel like the cast of
So
Yu
the
Yu
cast
Hakusho
is
is
that good?
super super strong. I
Yeah.
give it a 5 out of 5. I gave the cast of
Yeah.
Yu Yu
See,
Hakusho
I
a
hold a lot
perfect
of.
score.
Well, I mean,
I
I know
agree.
it's made by the same dude who makes Hunter x Hunter, Tagashi, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
So I know,
yeah.
I would
like,
say,
and I was a big fan of Hunter x Hunter. I like Tagashi, the way he writes and stuff a lot. So that's why I've been wanting to check out
Lou,
Yu Yu Hakusho a lot.
Lou,
Yeah.
I would say one thing, right? You've seen Hunter x Hunter, right?
Yes.
So the main characters of Hunter x Hunter, in my opinion at least, they have nothing compared to the main characters of Yu Yu Hakusho.
It's close. Like you
I
can
mean,
have
it's
some, yeah,
yeah,
it's close,
it's
but
close,
but it's the
but
same.
yeah,
Yeah, like it's
yeah,
pretty much like around the same level. Or Yu Yu Hakusho could be a little bit better. Hunter x Hunter could be
yeah,
a little bit better, but
yeah,
it's
yeah,
around the same. So you can
yeah,
imagine that if you compare it to Rurouni Kenshin, I don't know if Kenshin has what it takes to take
yeah,
this one. So I'm going with Yu Yu Hakusho.
yeah. Edens?
All right. I am going with Yu Yu Hakusho. So there's not much more I can say that you guys already haven't pretty much covered between the two. I have seen Kenshin, the anime at least.
Okay.
Same case with Hakusho, and
Mm.
yeah, I would definitely give it to Hakusho. I believe it was Atlas who said like in terms of like did you say plot wise that Kenshin was better?
I said that plot wise, a little bit Kenshin could be better. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That's fine. I'm willing to give Kenshin plot just by a hair, but
Yeah.
the case of like how everyone was just saying Yu Yu Hakusho's like cast like really helps like lift it to like top tier status. Like Yu Yu Hakusho is undisputably same case with Kenshin, but Yu Yu Hakusho is like one of those greats. And the reason why I find that the cast is why people love the cast so much is that a lot of these characters are very relatable. You find
Mm.
like each of them all have something you can like relate to, whether it be like something that they want to protect, uh, certain things that they do based on like what they've gone through in their lives. And in the case for Yusuke, he's probably the most relatable because he in the story he's pretty much a troubled youth, a troubled teen with like not the greatest like background at home. He's looked down a lot by all his peers. Everyone that he knows he gets ridiculed. His closest friend is a guy who his closest friend
Mm.
Kuwabara is a guy before they really became good friends, like guys who always fought each other. That was the closest thing he had to a real friend outside of the main female lead. Um, and
Mm.
Yeah.
his development is I love his development because Yusuke's whole story in life, he's basically a guy who's just trying to find purpose, which again
Mm.
falls into that thing about just being very relatable because
Mm. Yeah.
the whole thing with being a teen is like you're trying to find a lot like what you want to do in life and whatnot, and that's pretty much like the case for Yusuke, a troubled teen, pretty much down on his luck a lot of the time, and he's just trying to find what it is that he wants to like do or become in life. And
Mm.
with his fights, I like his fights because it's never not always never, but it's a lot of the time like his more important fights are never about let's see who punches the hardest to win this battle or who has the biggest attack and whatnot. But no, like he also like
Mm.
develops as a character through these fights, through his training. He learns more about himself as a person.
Yeah.
Um, and he just comes out a better person through all his experiences throughout the story. So I would have to give it to
Mm.
Yu Yu Hakusho. And in terms of the anime, when it comes to the anime, the only knock that I ever hear people who have yet to see it,
Mm.
at least what they give me is that the art style, like the way the anime looks, is pretty dated now compared to modern anime.
Mm.
So it's
Mm.
just hard for them to watch. That's usually the only argument I've heard for why people
Mm.
haven't seen it yet.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm
I
sold.
mean,
I gotta watch Yu Yu Hakusho.
to
Yeah.
me,
Definitely.
yeah, to me, the dated, animation actually attracts, right? Because
No, I
Yeah,
do
I'm like,
like it. It looks good to
yeah,
me. I see
yeah,
people.
yeah.
I've heard that about games though too. So I mean, I'm the one. I love old nostalgic games like Diddy
Yeah.
Kong
No,
Yeah.
Racing, things like that.
the animation is classic.
I
It's
mean,
classic.
it,
Yeah,
it,
like
it,
I
it,
love the
depends, it
classic
depends on who
animation.
you are. it depends on who you are and when you got into anime. Because if you got into anime
Yeah.
in the late 2000s now, where like Naruto is
Yeah,
gonna wrap up, and you see what Dragon Ball Super looks like compared to like the very old art style of
Yeah. Yeah.
DBZ and whatnot. Yeah, it depends. To me, it depends on when you got into it and like what you were introduced to.
Yeah.
So I
If
was
you're like
saying,
yeah,
me, where you
that
grew up
makes sense.
watching 90s stuff, then this is fine to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
also like, I mean, I don't want to go on a tangent about animation because the next
Yeah.
bracket is very, very intense, and I
Okay.
want to see who wins.
Okay. I
But I want
mean,
to say, I just want to add something about the animation. A lot of the animation right now drawn digitally, a lot of software, a lot of
yes.
stuff that does not exist that a software makes for you. In 90s animation, pretty much everything was drawn by hand, and
Yeah,
you
Yes.
just gotta appreciate that regardless of you like it or not. It's just crazy amount of effort. That's all I wanted to
Yes.
add.
Yeah. I
yes.
agree.
I would argue that makes it better because that like
Yeah,
Mm.
you gotta be really passionate to like make something like that look good.
I
Yeah.
agree with you
And,
100%.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And coming to the bracket, so Yu Yu Hakusho had two votes and Kenshin had one, right?
Yes.
So, okay. We spoke a lot about Yu Yu Hakusho, but I think I should say a little about Kenshin as well, right? Like,
Yeah,
I think the best way of putting Kenshin would be like it's kind of a lighter, toned down version of Vagabond. It's similar to Vagabond in the sense like, okay, the one difference with Vagabond and Rurouni Kenshin is like Vagabond is this like young dude who has like who never faced real stuff in his life. He's always been an outcast, and he just, he slowly goes through his journey of life and learning what the meaning of true power is, right? And Kenshin is like he's the strongest out there. He is the best of the best of the best. And that dude, after being that, he's going through a journey of it's not about being the strongest, it's about, who you are. Like when you leave a legacy, it's not about like, being the strongest, it's about like who you were as a person, right? So it's like even if he's this super strong dude who's respected, who's like this famous dude, he still doesn't know about simple things of life, right? So I think it's like him feeling these things for the first time, seeing these things and learning and stuff. It feels a lot like, a child is slowly getting to know what real life is. And I think those themes in Rurouni Kenshin is like really well done. And saying that, I would also vote for Yu Yu Hakusho because I think in Rurouni Kenshin, yes, the story, I would say it's a little better. And Yu Yu Hakusho's story would be more similar to Dragon Ball esque, like just getting stronger and moving through the plot compared to like a hero's journey. But I would say, yeah, as as these guys already mentioned, Yu Yu Hakusho's characters, like in Kenshin, yes, Kenshin is one of the best characters of Shonen out there, but the rest, the side cast, I think they're just underutilized, and
Well,
I don't
I'd
know, man.
say
I don't
in
feel for the
Kenshin,
side cast.
the only side cast I really feel for is the what's the kid's name? I can't remember, but the kid is the main one. It's
Yeah,
mainly the kid.
Yahiko.
Yeah,
Is
Yaiko.
it
Yahiko. Just his
Yahiko,
growth.
right? Yeah.
Because
Okay.
at the end, I love seeing his growth. Just his growth as a swordsman and stuff you see throughout it. He's about the only other one. But I do see the cast in Kenshin is good, but they're not as
Yeah.
developed. Um,
Yeah. I would
Kenshin gets the
say
most development for sure. Kenshin and Yahiko,
yeah,
I think, are the two
yeah.
most developed.
Yeah, probably the like a really good one would be what's the second villain's name? Like the fire dude.
Sekiro,
The
I
most
think.
famous one.
Is it Sekiro? No, it's not Sekiro. What's his name?
Side something.
Starts with the S though.
Something, whatever. Yeah,
But
fine.
no, I
Yeah.
do like him.
Starts with an S.
He's
Yeah.
one of the best villains I've seen in
Yeah.
most.
Yeah. And
I feel like a lot of
the Saito dude, even he's like cool.
yes.
Yeah. But again, I still vote for Yu Yu Hakusho because
Gay. So
okay, let's save my Yu Yu Hakusho explanation for later,
yeah, you're
right?
good.
Because
And real
yeah.
quick before we move on, Leo I think is gonna
Okay.
hop in for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Because he just messaged in the Twitch chat, and I was gonna say something. I didn't want to cut you off. So Leo, go
Okay.
ahead and hop in if you can. Does he have permission to hop in, Fiend?
Yeah. I mean, he's a Yonko.
Okay.
He can
Oh,
join
okay.
anywhere.
Then yeah,
Yeah.
Leo, go ahead and hop in because we're probably gonna get you to help break a tie, actually.
Yes.
And I'll be right back on that note while we're waiting for Leo.
Yeah.
'Cause
But anyways, like move on Yu Yu Hakusho because that got 3 votes, and even if Leo didn't watch either, I think so. It's fine.
We need him to break the tie for Full
Yeah,
Metal and
yes.
Death Note.
Yeah. And I think I know which one is gonna win because I think Leo likes one more than the other, or I think he didn't even watch one.
Cool.
But we could get into the next one until Leo joins.
I mean, we need to wait for Gabe too, right?
Oh, is he gone?
Yeah, he said it was gonna. He'll be back.
Oh shit. Okay, let me explain the other stuff, right? Okay, so what I'm planning for the bracket is like once we get to the last 4, I think we're gonna do like a losers bracket.
I mean, that's just gonna take a lot more time to go through. I feel like if we can just keep going with winners, we can get it done in a decent time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
true.
I've seen the idea you said. Like, I think Rogers Base did that in his
Mm,
stream a couple months ago, and that stream was
mm.
like 5 hours long or something.
True.
okay, wait.
Well, in the case of the Roger based one, like they had like so many more series.
I think it was at best of the year. I think it was pretty similar to ours. He just made a losers bracket from the start, not until the last 4. That's why it took too long. But I think in
Oh,
terms of actual series, I think it's pretty similar to ours.
Okay.
okay.
Okay, let's see. I mean, by then, if we have time, we could like skip the explanation and just go through the voting and stuff, right? We could do it
Cool.
quickly. Yeah,
Perhaps.
we'll try. We'll try if
Yeah.
it didn't take that long because we still have another round to go. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So what's going on? I'm sorry, I came back a little.
Okay.
Oh, it's
Go
talking
ahead.
about a losers
Okay.
bracket. So y'all want to make a losers bracket?
No. I mean, let's talk
No,
about
no.
that later. Yeah, not
Yeah.
right
Okay.
now.
So Leo on the chat is saying he can't join the voice chat, but can you just say who do you prefer or who have you heard more favorite reviews for either Full Metal or Death Note so we
Yes.
can break that tie? Just
Yeah,
give us one.
Leo, Full Metal or Death Note?
He said he didn't watch either, but just to give us
No,
an
no.
answer.
No. He didn't watch Yu Yu Hakusho and Rurouni Kenshin. We're not talking about
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah. Full Metal and Death Note. Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
he
I
said
know.
Death
I
Note.
know.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew he would say Death Note.
Okay, he
Okay.
said Death Note.
Death
So
Note
Death
wins.
Note wins.
Yes.
Yes, that's the good opinion.
I mean, I'm like I
Nah, I'm
said,
just
I
kidding.
only voted Death Note
It's
because I
close.
like what I know about it. I like the
No, I think
from
it's
what the
super
theme
close. I
is.
agree.
Oh, I
Yeah,
will,
it's very
because
close.
Full Metal Alchemist, I've watched it and it sounds really good. I only voted Death Note from all the good stuff I've heard about it. I've heard a lot of good things about both, but Death Note it's just more intriguing to me.
Yeah. And also now we're going to the really intriguing one.
This one,
JoJo
Okay.
versus Hunter x Hunter.
Let me explain the bracket first, right? Okay. So you see, the reason I put these two against each other is because in my head, I think these two have the most intense fan following. Like, yes, One Piece fans are crazy. Yes, Dragon Ball fans are crazy, but nothing like JoJo fans and Hunter x Hunter fans. And by the way, before we get into the voting and stuff, JoJo only shonen, so it's first six parts, not the seventh and eighth which are seinen.
Okay.
wait,
Okay.
seventh and eighth isn't
Yeah,
shonen?
yeah, they're seinen.
Wait, what? Hold
Well,
on.
I only watched the anime, so I'm only going based off the first 5 parts.
I was about to
Yeah,
say, can you
yeah, yeah.
explain
Anime
that
is
to me real
shonen.
quick? So hold on, JoJo from 1 to 6 is shonen, and then the seventh and eighth they
Yeah,
switched
yeah.
to
See,
seinen.
Okay,
the
did you
reason
did you
is
read it or watch it?
I watched the first season of JoJo.
Okay, so
okay.
I would say don't hear the answer, don't get an answer, wait until you actually read it and then you'll see how it happened.
Okay, so but they
Yeah,
eventually. I was just saying, so they switched over. I didn't know you could do that, like switch from shonen.
Oh, you definitely can do that. Like shonen and seinen, like
yeah,
it's not like you have to
yeah,
sign papers that this is going to be a
yeah.
shonen forever,
Okay,
you
so you
know?
could have a show
Like
that
Yeah.
starts
stories
off
develop.
shonen and
I
then switches
mean,
to
Yeah.
I
seinen.
think
Okay,
Chainsaw Man is gonna do the same thing, right?
that's
Attack on Titan is supposedly a shonen, but it's really
Yeah,
a seinen. Like
yeah, it's kind of seinen, of course.
yeah,
okay. That's
yeah.
actually really cool. I didn't know about that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so JoJo versus Hunter x Hunter.
I want to go last on this one. So you
Okay,
guys go
so
ahead.
I'll go first then. For me, Hunter x Hunter is one of the only like it's the show I put on level with One Piece. I know I feel and not because I think they're on the same level but in different ways.
Okay,
Hunter x
let's not
Hunter.
talk about One
I
Piece.
know, I know, I know. I'm just saying Hunter x Hunter to me is a dark thriller type manga. Coming of age. I like Gon as a character. He's not my favorite one. My favorite one's Hisoka, of course, but I like
Of course.
Gon as a character. Him, like his journey, his growth, everything he's willing to do. Um, the best way I can put this is I'm pretty sure I don't know if y'all have all seen Oho's video where he talks about Gon and everything, but that's one of the best ways to put it is with Gon in the end. You get it like if you look back at the end of Hunter x Hunter, at everything that Gon went through, you're like, wait, you can kind of pick out the whole like he's shown signs of this, really driving force. He's really driven. And so the moment something happens in his life to stop his drive, to like kind of stop him from going forward, he gets upset and just he still pushes forward, but he's like, I gotta get forward more, It makes him want it even more. So he just keeps going and eventually he gets to the point to where he gives it all just to achieve his goal, pretty much. And it's very dark, and I love that type of stuff too, because he's like, he's willing to die just to get his revenge, type stuff. He's a very driven character. I like the characters too, very well developed. And then with JoJo, best I can say. So my bad. Let me explain this better. With Hunter x Hunter, I think the characters are very well developed. A lot of them. I think the story's really good. Um, a lot of people say, "Oh, this arc wasn't that good," because I hear a lot of people say like, "Oh, Hunter x Hunter was only good and like York New was good." Um, the what's that one called? The Greed Island was
Chimera
pretty
arc.
good. Chimera Anarch was the best. They said it was the best, but Chimera Anarch was one of the best, but it's only because of the characters. I feel the story for Chimera
You
was
like
really
York
good.
no more?
No. I like. Okay, I'm explaining. So I like Chimera Ant the most, but York News close, and I like the Hunter exams a lot. I really like the Hunter exams. I feel like it's
Yeah.
underrated. Also Greed Island. I think every arc in Hunter x Hunter is good in their own way.
Yeah.
But if I gotta go with JoJo, like from what I've seen from JoJo, the fourth season, it's good. I love seeing everything JoJo went through, like that Dio put JoJo through in the fourth season. You know, And Dio's
Okay,
such a good villain as
let me
well.
ask you one thing, right? When you say first season, did you watch like both uh, Joseph and Jonathan, or only Jonathan?
I only watched like Jonathan.
Is it like
I didn't.
12 episodes? 12 episodes or 24?
Wait, there was a Joseph in. Oh, yeah, I didn't see Joseph. I only watched Jonathan.
Oh, okay. You
Okay,
only
so
watched
like the
Phantom
first
Blood.
7 or
Yes, I only
something.
watched
Yeah,
Phantom
yeah,
Blood. I thought that was the.
yeah.
So I
I
only
don't. I
watched
don't
like.
think you can judge. Well, yeah,
No,
I
I'm
don't
not
think you
saying
can
JoJo's
judge
bad. I thought it
JoJo.
was good. I need to
No, no,
watch
no,
it
no.
more.
I agree with you, but you still have a
That's what I'm saying.
whole
Like there
lot
was
more to
more
go.
I
Yeah,
need
Yeah,
to watch of JoJo, but
yeah,
from what I can say, I'm
yeah,
only gonna pick Hunter x Hunter because I've seen more. But I'm not gonna say
yeah,
JoJo's still really good because I've heard a
yeah,
lot of
cool.
things from JoJo,
yeah,
and based off how like I don't hear the story, but I hear people talk about it, and they talk about it with such a high regard. But they also mention
yeah.
of how like dark it is too, and I like
Mm.
Dio. Dio's one of a very good character. In the short amount of time I saw Dio, I hated him. And
Yeah,
that's how
I
I know he's
think.
such a good character. It's because I hate him with a passion.
Yeah, but
And
one thing is like, I think when people say Dio is awesome, they're not talking about the first one. They're talking about,
Part. Yeah, like other parts,
yeah,
but it's okay. You don't. We don't want to spoil anything.
oh no,
So
you're
who's
good. You're
next?
good.
Who want to get? Who wants to go next?
Edens.
I'll just go next because there's not really much for me to say because I'm not very familiar with both series. I just know some things about both, but from an
Okay.
outsider's perspective, yeah, sorry, just that from an outsider's perspective looking in, I hear more good things about Hunter x Hunter than I do about JoJo's. So
Mm,
if I had to give a vote, I would just give it to Hunter x Hunter because so in the just real quick like, when I hear people talk about both, I never really hear anyone say like JoJo's is their favorite or it's arguably like the best shonen ever. But I hear that a lot with Hunter x Hunter.
mm,
And given how much
okay.
I love and given from what like how good I from how good I think Yu Yu Hakusho is, and since that's pretty much the same author going into Hunter x Hunter,
Mm,
I'm
yeah.
expecting I'm assuming it's an improvement and I've heard that is the case in some people's eyes
Yeah,
Mm,
for those who have seen both. So yeah, I would just give it to Hunter x Hunter.
cool.
okay.
What about you,
Okay,
Fiend?
so, I mean, okay, I think you should probably defend Jojo before
Yes,
me. Yeah.
because I've heard Fiend's take on JoJo, so you might want to defend it.
Yeah, you probably should defend JoJo's first.
Okay. That's not a problem for me.
Yeah.
So let me start with my vote. My vote is gonna be for Hunter x Hunter.
Oh,
Okay.
But,
I was not
but,
expecting that.
yeah, no, my vote is gonna be for Hunter x
No,
Hunter.
I was
But it's
expecting that.
yeah, but it's very, very close for me. It's
Mm,
not like something spectacular because
mm,
my final score for Hunter x Hunter was, excuse me, an 18 out of 20,
Ooh,
which is
mm,
an A. And JoJo was a 17 out of 20. So for me,
ooh,
they were like super, super close. So let me
mm,
break it down part by part because this is my favorite part of the bracket so far. The other stuff, I
okay.
didn't have as much problems going with one over the other. But here,
Mm,
so let me go. I, again, I used
mm,
ratings on plot,
mm,
cast, scenes and or scenery and then themes. So I said scenes, it's setting about the world building and everything.
yeah.
yes.
So let's start with the plot. With the plot, I gave Hunter x Hunter a 4 out of 5, and I gave JoJo a 5 out of 5 because
Mm,
there are so many plots in JoJo, and a lot of them are so peak shonen that it's crazy to think that one guy made all of these things. Because if you're not familiar with JoJo, each part is its own show. So
yes.
JoJo is not just one long
Exactly,
thing
Leo. I
like One
understand
Piece.
exactly what you mean.
JoJo is like 8 different anime or manga. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So it's 8 plots, eight series. It's 8 stories. And so far in the first 5 that I have watched, all 5 had really interesting plot, something original that you really never see anywhere else. It's crazy, it's original, Sometimes a lot of people don't understand it, but it's really, really good. For Hunter x Hunter, I feel like the plot is original for a shonen. It's not original compared to, say, Death Note or Attack on Titan. It is very good, but it lacks that thing that makes you go, oh, wow, I never heard of that before. JoJo gives you that. So plot goes to JoJo. For characters and the cast, I gave both shows a 5 out of 5. The casts are incredible for both Hunter x Hunter and JoJo. Especially like JoJo has a different, as I said, it's a different series each part, and each part has its own cast. So this guy is making great casts every single time for every single part with the antagonist, the protagonist, the comedy, the drama. But I can't penalize Hunter x Hunter for that because its cast is great even if it has only one. So 5 out of 5 for both. As for setting, I gave Hunter x Hunter 4 out of 5 and I gave JoJo a 3 out of 5. I felt like the setting for JoJo is not something very, very spectacular because most of the time it's just the world that we live in. There is nothing extra. Like it's just sometimes the power system makes it unique, but the world in itself is just the world that we live in. Meanwhile, in Hunter x Hunter, they went to Greed Island, which is a very cool concept. They have Your Canoe, which is a great other concept. And now in the current arc, they're going to the Dark Continent, which is a nice, cool concept. So the world building is better in Hunter x Hunter. And for
Yeah.
the last portion, which is the themes, I gave the themes for JoJo a 4 out of 5, and I gave the themes for Hunter x Hunter a 5 out of 5 because I feel like the philosophy behind Hunter x Hunter is just amazing. You can see a lot of themes being discussed, but the way Togashi goes and offers solutions, like for example, Meruem became more human than a lot of the humans in the show. So that's
Yes.
what it means to reach humanity or being a human. I feel like a lot of this stuff he didn't just mention the theme or just gloss over it. We get character arcs that are complete, full, talking just about one philosophical aspect with a great ending. Jojo does a lot of similar things. I give it a 4 out of 5. It's very, very close, but it doesn't have a character like, say, Meruem or Gon or even Kurapika or Krollo. They're all like have a lot of philosophical baggage to them. For JoJo, there are some that have great philosophy behind them, but not executed in this style. And I feel like this one point, maybe in themes, is the one that gave the edge to Hunter x Hunter, but both a great series and advise everybody to read them both.
Okay.
Okay, let me ask you one thing, right? You watched
Go ahead.
5 parts. You watched
Yes.
all 5 parts, right? So how would you
Yes.
rank them? Which one is better and which one is the worst?
Okay, give me 1 second.
Ooh. I wonder that's probably gonna be a little interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So do you want me to rank them by which one I think is the best written one, like the best effort by the writer, or which one I enjoyed the most? Because those are
Yeah,
two different things.
which one you enjoyed the most?
The ones that I enjoyed the most personally, for me, I enjoyed part three. I loved it. I loved the episodic stuff, villain of the week. A lot of people did not love that. I
Mm,
really enjoyed it. I thought that you have to be a genius to come out with stands every single week that do
yeah,
crazy stuff and that you have to fight and find a new way to beat. So I
yeah.
loved part three. I would say part five is the second one. Amazing. Loved the Requiem in the end. A lot of philosophy in part five. Loved it.
Mm,
I would go part four as number three. Really, really great antagonist.
mm,
Kira is really good. A lot of philosophy too, but a lot of character work. You see Josuke in the beginning and in the end is not the same person, and it just goes into the adventure of his lifetime. In like 2 3 months, he didn't know anything about stance or anything, and by the end, he's one of the strongest characters, and not the strongest, but still manages to do so much with his stand. Great philosophy.
Mm,
Then I would go part two, and because Joseph is just hilariously funny,
yeah.
and I love the way he dealt with the antagonists like Cars and Wamo and all of that. It was
Mm,
really entertaining. And then part one was the weakest, just because it's the shortest. We didn't have a lot of time with Jonathan. We didn't have a lot of time with Dio back then, and
mm,
just pretty much like we're just discovering the world. And Araki was still young back then. Like JoJo was made in the 80s, I think.
yeah.
So yeah, by the time, like, JoJo's still going on right now, so Araki changed a lot and
I
got
mean,
a whole lot better.
Araki is young right now as well, right?
I mean, that guy is never gonna get old.
Yeah, he is Dio.
Yes. I mean, even his face looks perfect, like he's still 20.
Yeah.
Damn. I don't even see. I haven't
Okay, and
learned much. So Hano advances. Is there anything you won't say, Fiend?
yeah, I mean, even Leo said Hunter x Hunter, so 4 votes already are for Hunter x Hunter, and yeah, let me just say one thing, right? Like, I'm also voting for Hunter x Hunter, but like, JoJo, I don't know, man. I mean, it feels like a lot of people like it for like different reasons, and like it's not a lot of like I'm not talking about the show, I'm talking about like the fandom, right? It's not consistent. Like some people purely they go by meme of like I'm Dio and stuff, and like the other half they say, I mean, you gave a great explanation. I think to date, the best explanation about why JoJo is good, I think it's, I've heard it from you. Others,
Thank you.
everybody is, yeah, really. I mean, others, everybody is like,
The
the
memes,
memes. Yeah,
yeah, the memes, yeah, the
I
memes.
hear
There's a
that a
lot of
lot
memes
about
in the fan
JoJo.
base.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, there's a lot of memes. But that's why I always advise, watch for yourself, make up your own
yes,
mind. If you like it,
yes,
good. If you don't like it, then it's just not for you. There's
yes,
a whole lot more anime. Go watch something else. But give it a shot.
yes, I agree. And yeah, I mean, I don't think it's like, I don't think it's that bad, but at least to me, I don't think it stands a chance against Hunter x Hunter.
Cool. I can see what, and but here's the thing. Don't forget, if you love Hunter x Hunter, Hunter x Hunter was not going to be possible without JoJo, because
Mm,
Togashi idolizes Araki, and
yes,
some of his favorite works were the JoJo Bizarre's Adventure, and you can see the
yes,
effect it has on Hunter x Hunter. Like Hisoka is inspired from Dio,
I
like
could see that.
pretty
It's
much.
so
Yes,
crazy. I love
yeah,
Hisoka
and
though.
yeah, and also the power system. Like everybody loves Nen, and I know Nen is original and a lot of new ideas Togashi brought to the table. But a lot
yes.
of the Nen powers are similar to the stand powers when it
Stands.
comes to the people that have, yeah, that the people that have weird powers, like
Yes,
Hisoka's gum and stuff like that. There are similarities in some stands, so I can understand how Hunter x Hunter made it like
yeah,
the student surpassed the master,
yeah.
but it's very close because it got inspired heavily by JoJo.
Yeah, I would say it's similar to like, standing on the shoulders of giants kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And talking about that exactly is the next bracket where the
Oh,
author himself said it, right? the
yeah.
the current king of shonen wouldn't be possible without the previous one, and that is, One Piece is not possible without
Without
Dragon
Dragon
Ball.
Ball.
Yes. Well, but here's the thing. You guys go ahead. I'm gonna take a little bathroom break and come back.
Oh, you go ahead.
Yeah, same with me. So Lou and Edens, you guys should,
Lou, I'll let you go first, but just a quick thing, just so I because I was late. So you guys chose One Piece over MHA and Dragon Ball over Pokemon.
Yes. It was
Okay,
one
all
of
right,
those,
all right.
with MHA, it wasn't that hard. We pretty much compared, like we said. They said the two kings because people tried to say, MHA is the king of Shonen now, you know, of the new generation, and One Piece was of the last generation. And like I said, MHA is not the king yet. I'd say MHA's a prince. Still got a ways to go. So One Piece, of course, won out of better themes and everything like that. And then Dragon Ball, of course, beat Pokemon, and now One Piece and Dragon
Okay,
Ball.
wait,
Oh,
wait, wait. So in the case of Pokemon, were you guys like going off the Pokemon manga or just based on what you remember from the anime?
the Pokemon anime, manga, game. We talked about everything pretty much with that. Um, but it was pretty much like with the manga and the anime. We said like Pokemon was good, nostalgic, but it dropped off. It fell
Okay,
off, and they like it's pretty much Alice put it the best. Like it fell off, but it still had some good seasons that would come out later on, like every once in a
okay,
while. But it still wasn't that good. Like Dragon Ball was more consistent, and
okay.
Dragon Ball had. Oh, wait,
I only bring up the Pokemon thing. No, you're fine. You're fine. I only bring up the Pokemon thing because like the manga is like a completely different tone than the anime is, where the anime is all lighthearted, whereas the manga is like they don't mind just a tad bit darker.
hmm. It was more like he brought up the whole thing of the same type of themes though. Like Dragon Ball has a lot more
Okay,
themes, and the settings in
okay.
Dragon Ball like Pokemon had a great world building, you know, but Dragon
Yeah.
Ball had better world building in a sense.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. I wasn't arguing for Pokemon. I just think like in terms of the manga, like the manga is a completely different argument versus the anime.
Okay.
For anyone who's anyone who's ever seen the manga.
Yeah, I've never checked
Uh,
out the manga,
I'm
so that's
back.
actually interesting. Oh, okay. I was just explaining to him. He was asking about like One Piece, My Hero, Dragon Ball, and Pokemon. So I kind of explained to him how those went. So now moving on to the whole One Piece and Dragon Ball. This is difficult because I shit on Dragon Ball a lot. I really do.
Come on, don't lie.
No, look, I do, I do. I'm gonna vote for One Piece, but that's because I haven't seen enough Dragon Ball, and just because I don't know, it's hard, man. Because with One Piece, the best way to put it is this way: One Piece has been going on for so long. The themes,
Yeah.
the world building, the character development between everyone. Like even someone like okay, people talk about Zoro and say, "Oh,
Okay. Oh, let me say just one thing, right? Uh, okay, continue, but uh, let me just say that don't talk too much about One Piece because I think we pretty much know who's winning. So
yeah, I'm not
we
going
could
to.
save
I'm
One
just gonna
Piece
say like
talk for
with
later.
One
But like,
Piece,
yeah, explain yourself, but not like too much about One Piece.
people bring up all this stuff about the certain characters don't get developed or things or like these characters are terrible, but even these ones who don't get developed, they stay
Yeah.
consistent. Like Zoro, in a sense,
Yes.
we show him, and I feel like he does have not consistent. He does develop a little bit, not like all these other
Okay.
characters.
Okay. Not to cut you off, but uh, my bad, man. My bad. Just like you're talking about character growth.
Growth, that's the better one. Okay, see, I don't know
Yes.
all
Yeah.
these terms, these writing terms
Yeah.
in my head. I do.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I just consider it all
Yeah.
development because isn't growth developing in a sense, kind
Yeah.
of? So I
Yeah.
don't know. To me, I just
Yeah.
classify everything under one big term.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back by the way.
So pretty much, like I was saying though, I think with One Piece, it has better than Dragon Ball. It has better, character development, growth, character consistency. Because I think most characters in One Piece stay very like Zoro's very consistent. He does have growth, like with him and Luffy, though relationship grows. You see Zoro do this stuff for Luffy that
Mm.
you thought at the beginning he would never do. Um, the themes are just very like my favorite theme in One Piece is freedom. That's what got me into One
Mm.
Piece. Why I stick with One Piece is the theme of freedom. Because who doesn't want to be free at the end of the day? So
Yeah.
that's one of the biggest themes in One Piece, and it connects, and it does such a good job at getting you connected with these characters. Like we was talking about with My Hero earlier. It feels like there's all these characters, and you just don't feel connected. Well, One Piece does it to where it has all these characters introduced, and you are connected. Like Bon Clay. Bon
Yeah.
Clay's introduced, and Bon Clay we haven't seen in hundreds of chapters, and I
Mm.
still love Bon Clay. He's a great character. Like um Crocodile. People still like Crocodile. Doflamingo.
Yeah.
All these great characters people love. Vivi. Um
Yeah.
there's
Bucky.
Nah,
just Buggy.
you made your
Yeah.
point. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's a good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Um and then Dragon Ball, I'm gonna say this about Dragon Ball though, to kind of give it credit. With Dragon Ball, like I said, I didn't get that much into Dragon Ball, but I will say you can see the similarities One Piece gets from Dragon Ball, and I love because I
Yeah.
do say in One Piece they do a lot of like shout outs to Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Like the Tournament of
Definitely.
Power, that tournament thing where they're
Yes.
fighting for Ace's fruit. I feel like that
Yeah.
was a shout out to Dragon Ball. Luffy and Zoro. Luffy always wanted to eat. Zoro sitting here. Him and Luffy have those
Yeah.
squirrels sometimes and stuff, or at least in the
Yeah.
beginning, especially.
Yeah.
Like the Vegeta and Goku type stuff. I don't know. To me, I love those type of moments. In Dragon Ball, you can see what Dragon Ball inspired all these things. So even if Dragon Ball
Yeah.
isn't the king of shonen anymore, Dragon Ball is
Yeah.
still there.
Yeah.
It's like it's a legend pretty much. People are still
Yeah.
always going to talk about Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball's always
Yeah.
going to be around because without Dragon Ball, you wouldn't have One Piece. You wouldn't have
Yeah.
anything. So Dragon
Yeah.
Ball is one of them.
And yeah. Yeah. No, go
I don't
on. Go
know.
on.
That's pretty much the best I can say. It's just like Dragon Ball. Even though I shit on it a lot, I still like Dragon Ball. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I want to like go back and try to get back into Dragon Ball like I was as a kid. Um, I don't know. It's just one of
Okay.
the things. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
Atlas and Edens. I mean, if anybody wants to, say more about Dragon Ball, go on, because I think we pretty much know who's winning, but maybe you should talk, about Dragon Ball a bit.
Sure. I
Um,
mean,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Atlas.
okay. Yeah, I can. I mean, Dragon Ball is definitely the father of all big three shonen. Like this generation, the current one, and the one before it, and the one before it are all
Yeah.
products of Dragon Ball. So there is definitely no slight to Dragon Ball if One Piece wins because it's the OG and you always respect that because it brought so many concepts that was not there before it. Like the energy blasts that now we see in every show
Yes.
Mm.
started with in Dragon Ball. Like Dragon Ball, of course, had inspirations because those blasts were in there in Chinese movies, in black and white Chinese movies back in the 50s and stuff. So, but the Kamehameha and the aura blast and the key and the power system that makes a little bit of sense. All of those things started with Dragon Ball. So obviously, it needs a lot of credit. And then you add to it when it went from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z, you add in the family aspect. You add in different planets. The world building grows a lot. And then you see how the stakes get a lot higher and you start thinking about end of the world or end of the universe. We didn't see a lot of that before Dragon Ball 2. People were not fighting to save the planet. You know what I mean? People were just doing like in manga and anime. It was about martial arts, who's gonna be the best, stuff like that.
Yeah.
We go from there to saving the planet, saving your family. So a lot of stuff that we see
Um,
stereotypical, that we say is
go ahead,
stereotypical.
Atlas.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to finish by saying a lot of stuff that we think of right now as stereotypical shonen bullshit, like we criticize Black Clover for, or we criticize My Hero for, because it's very stereotypical. Well, the one that created the stereotype that started it is Dragon Ball, and that's why it will forever be great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eden's.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Just going off that point. Atlas said at the end there. Yeah. No. That's definitely like the biggest thing that needs to be said because the biggest criticism that, at least I would say in the modern era, that Dragon Ball gets is because of the cliches. When people aren't realizing that every other show is taking those cliches from Dragon Ball, so it's like,
Mm.
Dragon Ball, you can't really, what I would argue, you can't really criticize it in the context of today's media, considering the time it came out in and everything that it eventually inspired. Um, if we're just talking manga wise, Dragon Ball is arguably one of the best. It is like from like a panel, from like the panel and the art, it is like one of the best by far.
Mm.
Um, Toriyama has like one of the best flows in the manga, with the way you follow the story, with the way he does his panels. Um, Many would argue that if I'm not even mistaken, it's been confirmed that Oda was inspired with the way he does his panels,
Oh
Yeah,
off
yes.
definitely.
Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
uh, the whole transformation scenario, that many shows do now, was taken from Dragon Ball. Like the Super Saiyan is still, I would argue, the most iconic transformation in like all of anime.
I agree with
Um,
that.
True.
um, the
Especially Super Saiyan 1.
Yes, especially that very first one, especially that very first
Yeah.
one. Drag like the shift in tone that the Dragon Ball series took from Dragon Ball being a more so like comedy parody style of story with, like you said, a focus on martial arts, to now it's like in-game level stuff where it's like if we lose, then the entire planet, possibly the universe, is done for. The very beginning of which is pretty much Dragon Ball Z now. The big reveal that that Goku isn't really from Earth to begin with, which kind of like makes you look back on all of Dragon Ball and makes you wonder like why is this kid as strong as he is. Big reveals that come up from characters like Krillin, in early
Yeah.
Dragon Ball, when he finds out about the whole Saiyans get stronger after every fight. You see Krillin make the comment of, "Oh, that explains why Goku got so much stronger after every fight he lost, from their days back in
Mm.
Dragon Ball." So it's
Yeah.
a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff it gave you to go back and look back on, and it's like, oh wow, like like they, this was brought up here. Um, and also like being able to like bring in new characters like Gohan, who was probably, I wouldn't even say probably, Gohan is the most developed in the story from in the Dragon Ball Z portion, from the Raditz big in the beginning of the Saiyan saga all the way to the end of the Cell saga. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just a lot of good things I can say about Dragon Ball. But it does get more hate than it's deserved. It's slander. It's an icon that is slandered for like ridiculous reasons without a
I
lot of
think the slander
context.
is just Twitter stuff. Like, I don't think
Yeah,
there is an
Yeah.
actual legit slander. Like, it's still beloved amongst most people. But
right.
I am voting for One Piece though.
Yeah, same.
Okay, I kind of saw
Yeah.
that coming.
And yeah, I mean, I would I would say one thing, right? Like a lot of people don't get into Dragon Ball manga because mostly uh, in their childhood they just watch the Dragon Ball anime and stuff. And
Yeah.
Uh,
one thing is like if people put Araki as someone high up there, right? JoJo's author,
Yeah.
that dude is the dude who said, someone who could portray a story or a manga panel the best is Dragon Ball Storyama. So
Yeah.
I think if that dude is praising this dude in this way, so it's worth
Yeah, his
checking out the
paneling is
manga.
bad. Yeah, no, the
Yes.
manga is legendary. The paneling is great.
Yeah.
The fights flow so seamlessly. Like the paneling is probably the best paneling of all time. Like the choices that Togashi makes, it just makes it much more easier to read the pages of Dragon Ball than say One Piece or Hunter x Hunter. Those are like sometimes reading One Piece, you don't know what the hell you're reading. You have to go back because there's
Exactly.
just so much information on every page. But
Mm.
in Dragon Ball, everything is pretty easy to read. But One Piece is just crazy. It's something it's a once in a lifetime story. That's why I feel
Exactly.
it deserves the win here.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, I guess I'll vote for One Piece as well. And I know that Leo also votes for One Piece. So yeah, let's just say One Piece. And now I think the next bracket is, of course, the other two of the big
Big
three,
three.
as everybody mentions, is of course Bleach versus Naruto.
Uh,
Yeah.
so who wants to start this one off? I mean,
I don't mind. Anyone can start it.
well, I'll go ahead and.
Edens?
Oh, Eden's, yeah.
Uh,
Okay,
I,
sure, sure,
I,
Lou.
Yeah, Luke, go ahead.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
sure.
all I'm gonna say is, as much as I love Bleach, I love Bleach a lot, but I'm not gonna like my. It's mainly I love the fights. I love some of the characters, of course. But when it comes down to it, Naruto was what got me into anime, and not just that. Naruto's story, like I said, the early Naruto to Shippuden, the very end, like I said, I kind of wish a little bit more was done in the end. But even still,
Mm,
all the way up to that point was so enjoyable, so good. It was just something, the story was good. I love the characters, love Naruto's growth. There's just all these. There's a lot of moments that you see Naruto, Kakashi, um, even some of the villains like Zabuza, Goa when he was a villain eventually comes back to become an ally. But even then, him, um, all the way up to people talk about Pain, but not even just Pain. You got Itachi. All these characters are just so they're very well.
Orochimaru.
Oh yes, Orochimaru. You get all these
Madara. Yeah.
Yeah.
characters that are very very well developed, and even some of the people who you just hear as like legends, like the first and second Hokage, Minato, the fourth Hokage. All these people that were just
Yeah.
legends to you that you just hear their names, and you're like, oh my gosh, like Hashirama. You're like, whoa, this dude's crazy. And then you get all these characters that you just hear the lore and the development of these characters that you haven't even met. Like you never see Hashirama really, but well, you see him reanimate, but not including that. When you see Hashirama
Mm,
or hear about Hashirama, you get all this like lore and development. People just talk about him as a myth, and that just is so intriguing.
mm,
The world building of Naruto. You got the village hidden in the clouds. You got the village. You know, the sand, the stone, the village hidden in the leaves. All these different villages. You know, and then they're not even the capitals. And then you got the village hidden in the leaves in the land of fire. They and it's just these villages or just a small part of these big countries, and you get the world building, which is very intriguing. And then when you go to something like Bleach, kind of like what Alice said earlier, it's kind of Japan, so it's kind of the world building is as deep. But then with Bleach, you get the Soul Society, and then you get the I can't remember the name of though.
Hueco. Nah,
Yeah,
this
Waco
is what you're
Mundo.
saying is very interesting.
Car.
yeah.
What you're saying is very interesting because you're going Naruto over Bleach, and I'm going Naruto over Bleach too, but totally for not the same reasons. Like because from what you're saying the setting in Naruto is better than Bleach because of all the villages and
Yes,
also the cast. Like there is a
Mm,
lot of lore in
mm,
that, and I have to say, Bleach has all of that. Bleach,
Bleach
because
does.
if we're being fair, like the
mm,
setting, as we said, Soul Society, Hueco Mundo, Aaron Cars, and then the end for the Quincy, and
yeah.
also you get the other dimensions when Ichigo goes to learn the Bankai, and at first the
Mm,
Shikai, then the Bankai, and then Aizen's prison is also a bit different dimension. But so there is a lot of setting in Bleach too. So for me, I give them pretty much same score, or Bleach has a better setting and the world building is there, like commanders, captains, vice captains. There is a hierarchy. There are characters that are legendary, like Shunsui, Aizen, and of course the old guy that I forget the name, Yamamoto, I think, or
Yes.
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So yeah, so those things I feel exist in Bleach as well. What separates the both, in my opinion, because they're both equal until themes are brought up.
Oh, the
Because
Mm,
themes are
Bleach,
huge.
yeah, Bleach has a lot of cool stuff. Like the character design is great, the fights are great, like the dialogue is cool. Everything that makes a good shonen is in Bleach, but the themes explored are Kubo's downfall, in my opinion, because yes,
mm,
there is philosophy in Bleach, but
mm,
it is not as deep as Naruto. It is not as well executed as Naruto. You go and see the like Naruto from being the village outcast, the demon, the person nobody likes, to being the village's hero and then becoming Hokage. That whole thing is, I can't give it less than 5 out of 5 for themes, because the main themes it went through, it Naruto's story is a great metaphor for acceptance and defying the odds, and I didn't see that in Bleach. So I'm giving the nod to Naruto because it tackles more themes and well executed themes than Bleach.
mm,
Yes.
Okay. Uh, so for me, yeah, I'm with Naruto. You guys pretty much addressed like a lot of the some of the best arguments to point out. Something I'll add to it. I believe in terms of antagonist, Naruto is better. Um, I don't think there's any Bleach antagonist that can touch Pain, Obito, and I would even argue Madara.
mm.
I mean,
Like the best
Aizen is
Naruto.
pretty good. Aizen
No,
is
no,
pretty
no,
right.
no,
good.
no, no, no.
Aizen, yeah,
I'm not saying Aizen himself, but I'm saying like in terms of like just going down a list.
mm,
No, no,
Go,
going
going
down
down,
the
I think
list, I agree.
yeah, I'm
yeah,
saying going down a list. I think Naruto gives more to offer.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah,
I mean, when you hear the name
like
of the villains in Naruto, you're like, wait, these guys? We've heard of these people. They're the like with Madara.
yeah,
You're like, whoa. You hear his name, it's like legend. You're
yeah,
like, oh
yeah.
shit.
You don't know anything other than Aizen from Bleach.
Yeah.
right,
People don't
That's
talk
true.
about anybody other than Aizen.
I mean,
Yeah,
there Ulquiorra, Grim Joe are very
yeah, yeah,
popular, but I wouldn't put them on the
I mean,
level of
like
a
when you see
Pain or
them, they're like, oh,
Madara.
yeah,
okay, they'll like
exactly.
you don't hear people when people mention their names. Even the people on
Yeah,
both sides, the good guys and the bad guys, are like, this dude. Like you don't. That's what I'm saying. Like in Bleach, you don't really see that
yeah.
as much. In
And
Naruto, you
then
see it a little bit more.
another thing, Atlas brought it up, the rags to riches story for Naruto, where it's like he goes from being an outcast, wanting acceptance to finally getting that, which is why I feel like the Pain arc. I'm pretty sure a lot can say this. A lot pretty much agree to this, is that the Pain arc is the best Naruto arc. At least that's
mm,
what I've heard the most. Because
yeah,
like the Naruto finally like gets that at least one of the first major step to his end game goal. Um,
mm,
yeah, there's not been really much more I can say about it.
mm,
Yep.
I yeah, it's Naruto. I also like just character motivation. And this isn't to knock Ichigo, but Ichigo is more of a passive protagonist in terms of like there's no
yeah,
goal that we see at the beginning that drives him to do what he's doing. It's more of like
mm,
whatever's happening at the moment.
Exactly.
yeah,
Versus
It's just one of them things. He
Naruto
was
needs
forced into all this
mm,
stuff. Really. It was like,
Yeah.
yeah,
oh, my friends are in danger. Now I have to go do this. Not, hey, I want
yeah,
to go. It's like, okay, I have to now.
mm,
Yeah, I mean, not every character needs an ultimate motivation like
yeah,
Luffy or Naruto,
not
but
at
it
all.
helps. It helps.
Yeah, and I'm not saying Ichigo needed that. It just what it did for Naruto himself. I think
Yeah.
just made his journey better than each what
Yeah,
Ichigo's did for him.
I think that's
and
why I
made
like
it
Yeah.
more.
Ichigo so much as a character, is because he didn't have that ultimate motivation. He was just more of one of them towards like, he just wanted to be some normal dude. But then because of his friends getting in trouble and stuff, he's like, okay, now I have to, do
Yeah,
Yeah,
this.
but I would say, see, yes, Ichigo, you don't have to have like a great, like a greater goal like Luffy or Naruto. But
Right.
I would say, like, even if you don't have a goal, you need to be like involved, right? Like, if you look at Yusuke, even he didn't have a goal, but his like he had more to offer than whatever Ichigo did, right?
that's just how the writing. I feel
Yeah,
like Togashi made Yusuke much more interesting out of
yeah,
pretty much nothing, because both of them
yeah,
just wanted to defend their friends. But Yusuke
yeah.
is much more like naturally cooler. Like you
Mm,
see, he's not faking it. Kubo made Ichigo a little bit forced cool. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
he's
And
actually cool.
also like previously what I said about Yusuke in the case of Yusuke, um yeah, Ichigo, he got into his fights and whatnot, but he wasn't treated as much of an outcast as Yusuke was, whereas like generally like Yusuke only had like maybe
Yeah,
like one or two people total in his corner. And then and as I said, like with Yusuke's fights, you can argue, I guess, a few of them here and there for Ichigo, but with Yusuke's fights, they were always about him like learning something new about himself that like pushed him to becoming a better person as the story went on. Uh,
mm,
even where he
yeah,
started.
yeah. But getting back into Bleach, I would say there are some really cool characters like Kenpachi, even his backstory with how he like uh, he just subconsciously lowered his power just because nobody was on his level. And the thing where he goes through the fight with the previous Kenpachi was like really, like, it was really cool for the character where he was never developed, right? He never grew as a character, he was never developed until that point. He was cool, he was like a cool dude, he was tough and cool, but he was never like that developed, right? But once we got his backstory and why he is the way he is, and then we get to know that even his partner, the little girl, even she's kind of his own, like, uh, whatever you call that, like he made her, she's not like real, right? So it's like pretty deep in that way. But I would like, even with Kisuke, even with Yamamoto or Shunsui, all these characters had like some good motivation and stuff compared to the main cast. I would say the main cast was, it wasn't that great, but the side cast was really good. I mean, it's not like they weren't that good and everything
yeah.
was bad, right? It was
No,
really good.
it's they're
Yeah,
both good, but there's just
yeah,
different levels to this. But
yeah,
I feel like
exactly.
Naruto, yeah, Naruto won. We can move on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
D-
yeah, yeah. Naruto. Yeah, everybody voted for Naruto. Yeah.
Yep,
Okay, so the next one is again, both almost seinen kind of shows: Attack on
yeah.
Titan and Death Note.
That one is very tough because in my scoring here, I have both rated as a 17 out of 20. So they're both,
Mm,
it's a draw for me.
mm,
So my tiebreaker, to keep this short because we're starting to get a bit late,
yeah,
my
just
mm.
tiebreaker, yeah, my
Yeah.
tiebreaker is pretty much going to be if I'm scrolling through the TV and two channels are there, two anime channels. One has Attack on Titan and one has Death Note. Which one am I watching right then and there? And I feel like I would watch Attack on Titan more just because you see the Titans, you see crazy stuff going on. You're like, what the hell is this? I need to know what this is all about. So that factor there, you wouldn't get it with Death Note. You need to sit down and understand what Death Note is about. I feel like if I just sat down, I would choose Attack on Titan because it's visually crazy and just a lot of ambition went through making that show. It's not something that everybody can think about. So yeah, my vote is going to be Attack on Titan.
Hmm.
I would also have to go
Edens?
with the Attack on Titan.
Attack on okay.
I'll go with Attack on Titan. Just using the argument that Atlas made. Like just Attack on Titan pulls you into the story pretty much right from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, Death Note
And
does too, but just
yeah,
not in a more crazy visual
Right,
way.
right,
Like both
right,
are
right.
pretty much the same. Because even the first episode of Death Note is crazy.
Oh,
But
yeah,
when you see the Titans and stuff, you're like, oh my God,
it,
what is this?
right. You
hmm,
it's when you see like what's beyond that wall. These and it creates the mystery for you. It begins
Yeah,
like having you ask all these questions.
But seeing that part
that's
with the
true.
you
yeah,
see the giant or the giant Titan, my bad, just peek over the wall. That part was
yeah,
just that one moment made me like, wait, what?
yeah,
There was something like
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
So,
to me, it's
yeah.
actually the opposite. Like if a detective show, mystery kind of show is going on, and like a big giant just crushing people is going on, I would actually gravitate to the mystery show. But
Oh,
as
cool.
you, yeah, I mean, I'm into detective mystery kind of thing. So, I mean, but if you like having seen both, if you get deeper into it, I think Attack on Titan does a little better in compared to Death Note.
So, who are you voting
So
for? Attack on Titan?
yeah, Attack on Titan, yeah.
So Attack on Titan
All
wins.
right. So that's a
Okay.
sweep. A lot of
Yeah,
sweeps. Like,
Yes.
yes,
yeah, a lot of sweeps.
yeah,
We're not that much different from each other.
yeah.
But like,
Not a lot of original opinions here.
here's what's probably
Yeah,
get
true.
interesting. Yu Yu
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter.
this one to me is the toughest, and that is Yu
Yo,
Yu Hakusho and Hana Hana.
my God, this one is
Mm.
crazy.
Yeah,
This one is
Togashi
crazy.
versus Togashi.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
Hano Hano just because, like I said before, haven't really seen enough of Yu Yu Hakusho. Heard a lot of good things, but I've seen all of Hano Hano, so I'm gonna have to go with it.
Yeah.
For me, it'll be Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm pretty much in the same boat as Lou, except on the opposite end, where it's for me. I've seen like a lot of pretty much everything about Yu Yu, but not very much about Hunter x Hunter. But based on what I've heard, Hunter x Hunter is like an improvement. So that's all I can provide on that.
Mm, okay.
I see. I see. I see. Okay.
Okay.
So votes here are going to be important, right? So
Yes.
let's see. Yu Yu Hakusho. Where do I have Yu Yu Hakusho here? Okay. So in order to compare Yu Yu Hakusho with Hunter x Hunter, I used the same method I explained.
Mm,
Uh, but here it's the same author, and we have to take experience in consideration here.
yes.
Togashi got better from Yu Yu Hakusho. Like that's a fact. I don't think anybody can say, "Oh, you know what? Togashi got worse from Yu Yu Hakusho." No, he did
Mm,
get better. Now, do you like Hunter x Hunter more, or do you like Yu Yu Hakusho more? That's up to the person. But
yeah.
Togashi did get better. How I'm gonna like the differences I have between both shows are one plot. Hunter x Hunter's plot was better than Yu Yu Hakusho's plot. Yu Yu Hakusho was
Mm,
your typical early '90s, late '80s plot. Same thing as Dragon Ball. It started just as a trying to protect Dragon Ball Z, not Dragon Ball, protecting everybody, protecting the family, getting better, and then you want to become the strongest to protect. It's not something crazy. Meanwhile, Hunter x Hunter, their Gon is looking for his father. They want to be hunters. There's just more thoughts. There's more ideas in there. With Yu Yu Hakusho, there's no idea. Just the guy now has to be strong. In terms of themes, I feel like Hunter x Hunter, I gave a perfect score when it comes to themes. The philosophy behind it is perfect. In Yu Yu Hakusho, I gave it a 4 out of 5 instead of 5 out of 5 because it didn't cover as many themes and the execution was not as good. So Togashi just got better. My final scores are Yu Yu Hakusho. I gave a 16 out of 20, which is very good, but Hunter x Hunter got an 18 out of 20. I just
mm,
hope Togashi finishes it one day.
I do too.
yeah.
Otherwise, people gonna go crazy.
I want him to
Yes.
finish. Fiend.
Okay, so it's two for wait. What's the vote now?
2-1.
I think it's three, two to
Two
one.
to
Yeah,
2 to 1, 2 to 1.
Okay, one is Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I mean, Leo already voted for Hunter x Hunter as well. So it's like 3 to 1. But I would say one thing, right? Uh, there are some themes in Yu Yu Hakusho that are presented better, but I wouldn't say that's the downfall of Hunter x Hunter, because I think Hunter x Hunter is at a point where it could have gotten to those things, but it just abruptly stopped, right? So I wouldn't say that's a bad thing for Hunter x Hunter, because it's like it could have gotten to those things, like, closure for these characters and stuff. I think Hunter x Hunter, these characters, they just stopped, right? Like, they never got a closure about anything. Like, even Gon, when he met his dad, I don't think like his journey is, that's his journey, right? I think there was something more we needed, like something was still missing. And that thing, I wouldn't say Hunter x Hunter is bad just because of that. And that's all I could say, man. And it's really close to me, but yeah, I would also vote Hunter x Hunter.
I think
Cool. So now the
Yeah.
semifinals are set.
Yes,
I
the
want to say one thing
semifinals are
about Hunter
set.
x Hunter
Go
though.
ahead.
Do y'all ever think
Yeah.
Tagashi's gonna finish it or what?
I mean,
Based,
Uh,
okay,
do we want to get mad tonight, or do we want to keep it a light mood?
I just want because
I
it's like
mean,
I hope he finishes. I really do. I don't
yeah,
know, but I hope he does.
Listen. I don't know how old you guys are. I'm 25. I've been watching this stuff and reading it since I was
yeah,
probably four or
yeah. I'm
five.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm similar to you. 24.
good.
25.
So w- that's nice. We're all like same taste and same ages. But I'm gonna say something. Since I got like 17, when I was 17, 18, I always had hope for Berserk, for Hunter x Hunter. I was always saying, listen, by the time I'm 22, 23, they're probably gonna be finished, even if it's just a bad ending, but at least it's gonna be finished. But
Hmm.
since now we're looking at 3 years without Hunter x Hunter, and then a Berserk or a chapter or two every year, I
Hmm.
don't have hope anymore. If it finishes,
Yeah.
good. I like it, but I don't have any expectations. I'm not expecting
Yes.
anything to finish. And if they finish, good. If they don't finish, I'm just gonna enjoy the chapters that we have. But I'm gonna
Yeah.
support more series. Like for example, Hunter x Hunter right now is very good, but we didn't get anything in the past 3 years. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna invest my time in Jujutsu Kaisen, because
No,
it's
exactly.
pretty similar in terms of power structure, the power system. So instead of
Yes.
spending my time thinking about, oh, I hope Hunter x Hunter comes back, whatever. No,
Hmm.
if it comes back, great. If it doesn't come back, I'm gonna go support
Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen until it hopefully finish.
Yes.
That's a good way to look at it.
I
Actually,
agree.
that's a really good way.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So what I've noticed is the one
Okay,
at the
and
top of the
now
bracket and the
let's.
one at the bottom of the
Oh,
bracket advanced all the way through.
yeah. I mean,
That's true.
I pretty much guessed that. That's why I put it in that way. Like, I was like, yeah, these are probably gonna be advancing, so let's make it in that way that they don't meet as soon as possible, right?
Yeah, but
Yes.
it's good.
So
I feel like that's good.
yeah,
All
and
right, let's
okay,
get it. Let's go.
let's
So
get
now
into the
One Piece.
semifinals with the big three, right? Two of the big three fighting for the finals, and there's One Piece and fuck, what was that?
Naruto.
I
Naruto.
was gonna say Kakashi. Okay, yes, Naruto. Yes, I'm looking at Kakashi and I'm like, no, that's not the show's name. Okay, yeah, Naruto versus One Piece.
Oh, the big two, the big two out of the
Yes,
big three.
yes.
Okay, who
Mm.
wants to start?
Lou.
I mean, if I'm showing this, I'm voting One Piece. I love Naruto. It's what got me into anime and everything. But One Piece just takes it because One Piece has in my opinion, it has more themes, better written. Like, not every theme in One Piece is better written, but it has more themes that are better written than Naruto. The
Yeah.
world building is phenomenal in One Piece.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
The lore, like the mystery, Oda just keeps slowly, like he hints at it, and then right when you think you're about to get answers, he gives you more questions. Every time it's like, a fish on a hook. He just keeps it baited, keeps you wanting more. Just the way the story's laid out, the plot. I don't know. And then Naruto's good. Like, Naruto's really good. A great story, but
No, for sure, for sure.
One Piece isn't over. It's still going. We're still getting great chapters. I just gotta go with One
Yep.
Piece.
Yeah.
I agree
Yeah.
with that. For me, the deciding factor is something you spoke about, the world building. I think that One Piece has a better story, better plot, a better cast than Naruto. I think everybody can agree on that too. But the
Mm.
thing where One Piece is miles ahead of Naruto in is world building.
Yes.
Because
Mm.
in Naruto, you go Konoha, village hidden in the leaves, and the other one in the sand, and all that stuff. But I mean, look at how many islands how Luffy and company went through.
Tons. You got one
Yeah,
that's snowing, then you get to the new world. There's one on, like, one constantly getting struck by lightning,
exactly. And then look at the world building from
and the
inside, from a
power
perspective of a world
system.
government. Yeah,
Um,
like the world government, the Yonko, and then the Marines, and then you look at the Shishibukai, and now there's no more
but
Shishibukai,
then
so
you
we
gotta
can
look at
have
like um
SSG.
the way the devil fruits are explained and how they like spawn, and like how so people are like, oh well,
Yeah,
when one person has a devil fruit, if he dies, what happens to his devil fruit? We finally figured out what happens when someone
and
dies
then
with the devil fruit.
chakra and chakra is a good power system,
Yes.
but it's limited. Everybody does the same thing, like they
Mm.
all manifest chakra into one of the elements unless you have a Kekkei Genkai or something like that. But in Naruto, in One Piece, anyone who ate a devil fruit has a different power from the other. So imagine the amount of effort Oda had to do to write this story compared to Kishimoto, because Kishimoto has the same techniques for pretty much anyone, depending on what your chakra
But that's
type
like
is.
a
But for
zone.
devil fruits, crazy.
I was about to say, like with zones, you got some dude who's a leopard fighting a dude made of rubble. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
Mm.
There's all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's just the world building is phenomenal.
yeah. So I'm going with One Piece too.
Edens.
Edens.
All right. So yeah, I think we all know like it's One Piece. Um,
Yeah.
what I would say is that in the case for Naruto, what doesn't do Naruto any favors is one, it's ended and it's been ended for some years now.
Yes.
Yeah,
In the case of One Piece, it's still going strong. We're just now entering the climax of this story. Like the story as a whole, we're about to enter the saga. That's the climax. Um, and it's still going strong. Still has some years to go. So that puts the argument more in One Piece's favor because it's not like One Piece is in a scenario where it's just dragging on now. Like the story's been past its peak. Like its glory days are long gone. No, that's not the case. It's still going strong. Um, yeah, and then Naruto's end just kind of like really fumbled a lot of the themes and like the story and just kind
yeah,
of really didn't do any favors. And that's
Mm.
and that's not to like crap on Naruto because I think a lot of people have this misconception with calling like all of Naruto trash or all of Naruto trash after the pain arc when really the only real problems that hurt the story itself came in that final war arc.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um yeah, so that's my opinion on it. You guys pretty much addressed all the major things like the world building, which is like the game changer of what puts One Piece on top in this discussion.
Yeah.
Um, uh, Naruto, I would say like some of its characters I would put over a lot of characters in One Piece, but that's where One Piece has the advantage with numbers because One Piece has so many characters that you grow to like. Versus Naruto, there's only like a handful. Um, Naruto, one of the weak points in its story, I would argue, is like the way the side characters are handled later down the line. Pretty much like
Mm,
after
yeah,
after the early portion of the time skip, the side characters are pretty
mm,
much like kind of thrown to the wayside,
Yeah.
which doesn't really do the story much favors once again. So yeah, One Piece.
Yeah. I
yeah.
think that's
Okay,
pretty
so
unanimous.
everyone, yeah, all four of you voted One Piece. Even Leo said One Piece, and I would also say One Piece, right? I mean, the only one thing I gotta say about Naruto, right? Like if he would have, thought a lot about the side characters and stuff, I think it could have, competed with One Piece. I wouldn't still say like it's equal to One Piece in every other aspect, but I think the
No.
least
Yeah.
the least of Naruto would be the side characters. Like their
There
development
is
is
something
pretty.
that Naruto does better than One Piece, which is the fights.
Mm,
That is true.
The Naruto fights
definitely,
are
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
definitely, yes, yes.
But
So
beside that, no.
wait, what?
I said outside of that, beside
Oh
that,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
there's
Ah,
nothing
yeah,
better I could say. Yeah.
So
Yes,
now we
yes.
get on
So
to
yeah,
another
it's
one.
pretty much One Piece.
Yeah.
And Attack on
Hunter x
Titan.
Hunter versus Attack on Titan. Yes.
This one should be tighter. I don't know. Maybe we all gonna have the same votes again. Who knows?
I mean,
Who knows?
I'll start it off because mine's gonna be fairly simple. I'm gonna go with Hunter x Hunter over
Mm,
Attack on Titan because, like I said, I'm not completely caught up with Attack on Titan. I'm at the beginning of season 3. Um,
mm,
Attack on Titan is really good, but Hunter x Hunter, me being caught up, just what I've seen, not even into like the newer arc, and everything. Just like we said before, the philosophy. I love Gon, the struggles he went through,
mm,
everything about him. I love the character development between everyone. I don't know. The world building is also really good as well. Those just
mm.
I
Yeah,
feel
it's very
Yeah.
close.
I'd
It's
have to go
close,
with Hunter x
but
Hunter.
I
Like,
see what you. I
with
see what
Attack on
you.
Titan, I can tell from what I hear about it, it's gonna get better. But just from what I'm at, Hunter x Hunter beats it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Edens.
yeah.
For me, it's the opposite. I'll give it to Attack on Titan. Again, I have like limited knowledge on Hunter x Hunter. Um,
Yeah.
and Attack on Titan, from what I hear, a lot of people truly believe that Hunter x Hunter is like the top shonen like of all time. And
Mm,
I hear that be thrown out so much. So I will give like
mm,
Hunter x Hunter its props to have so many people
mm.
think that. And
Yeah.
maybe it's true. I just don't have the knowledge to back that up.
Hmm.
But in the case of Attack on Titan, I believe it is like top tier. And honestly, it's crazy that it's even considered a shonen. But Attack on Titan is top tier
Yeah.
stories. It's gonna go down as one of the all time greats. Its story is wrapping up to, I would argue, is so far is pretty much a satisfying conclusion right now. Only two more
Mm,
chapters to go. Once again,
mm,
the Attack on Titan, like its mystery is just so amazing for such a huge portion, for like 2/3 of the story, and that has you asking all these questions about the outside world. And then once we get that, now the big question remains of, okay, so how do we tackle this information now? Like how do we tackle this these new conflicts that are coming now that we have learned this information? And I believe like the story is like wrapping it up, starting to like again, like I said, handling it pretty well. So yeah, I'll give it to Attack on Titan.
Cool.
okay. So
All
one
right. Let
each.
me.
Atlas.
Oh, I'm sorry. I want to add one more thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Attack on Titan. Again, like the way the story has done the main protagonist, I think it's like pretty damn good compared to like
mm.
it's not something I would say like we've really seen in
Oh,
others.
but no. But did you read Hunter x Hunter?
No. I haven't yet, which is why I can't.
Okay, so the MC thing that you're bringing up is a valid point, but there's something not the exact same, but something similar happened in the Hunter x Hunter 2 with the main
Mm.
character. I'm not gonna spoil that for you,
Yeah.
but you should check it out.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
But yeah,
because there is something. If you like that type of twist, there is a twist with Gone as well.
okay,
Yes.
all
So
right.
for me, Okay, let's go tit for tat because these are very very close and they're two of the best shonen ever. So
Mm,
let's go plot. I would go with plot. I would go Attack on Titan. It's just much more original. So I give it a perfect score of 5. Hunter x
mm,
Hunter, I give it a 4 out of 5 because even if there is the looking for Gohan's father, the Hunter exam, then getting stronger, getting money. There's a lot of different stuff, but nothing
mm.
is like, oh, there are titans that we don't know anything about that just eat humanity, and then it just goes into completely crazy historical fantasy stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I go plot for Attack on Titans. A cast, I would say Hunter x Hunter has a better cast in my opinion. I gave it a perfect 5 because I like everybody, antagonists, protagonists, tweeners, just everybody is really cool in Hunter x Hunter and has a story behind them. Attack on Titan's cast is amazing, very diverse, a lot of great written characters, but not all of them I care about. I don't
Mm,
care about a lot of them. Like Sasha just died in the anime. Yes, it's sad. Don't really care that much. But
yeah.
I cared when a Phantom Troop member died in Hunter x Hunter, or when
Mm,
Hisoka fought someone. I don't want to spoil it, but there's
Yeah.
just I care a lot more about the cast in Hunter x Hunter. So 5 out of 5, perfect score for Hunter x Hunter. 4 out of 5 for Attack on Titans. For the setting, world building, and everything, I gave them both a score of 4 out of 5. So they're tied up there. Both have great worlds. Both there's a lot of building in terms of backstories, politics, in terms in Attack on Titan, which Hunter x Hunter does not have. But Hunter x Hunter has a great power system in Nen that Attack on Titan does not have. They don't have power system. You're either a Titan or you're not. You know what I mean? So the power system in Hunter x Hunter
mm,
compared to the politics and history of Attack on Titan, I feel like it's very similar. So they're tied.
mm.
So
Yeah.
here we're tied with one apiece, and then one tie, and so
Mm,
the themes is the deciding factor here
yeah.
because so with the themes, I gave Attack on Titan a 4 out of 5, which is very good because it deals with a lot of themes, especially this current season with the evolution of Eren, with how he is metamorphosing and changing. But outside of Eren and probably the whole story as a whole, Marley versus Paradise, I don't I don't see the philosophy being explored to the level of Hunter x Hunter. Because the same way Eren had this great character arc, Gon had a great character arc, Crollo
Mm,
had a great character arc, Hisoka got a great character arc. Just Netero had a great character
Killua.
arc. Meruem had a great character. Yeah,
mm.
Killua had a great one as well. So
Yeah.
I have to give Hunter x Hunter a perfect 5 out of 5 in terms of themes because all the characters I just mentioned had different themes. They battled different demons. And they're all in the level of Eren, in my opinion. Meanwhile, in Attack on Titan, outside of Eren and maybe Armin, no one had that level of writing. And that's why I'm gonna give my vote to Hunter x Hunter by 1 point. I gave it an 18 out of 20 and Attack on Titan a 17 out of 20.
Mm. Okay. And so it's two for Hunter x Hunter and one for Attack on Titan, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So Leo as well voted for Attack on Titan. So I think mine would be a tiebreaker.
Wait, hold on. Leo
Okay.
voted for Attack on Titan. Where do you see this?
Oh, WhatsApp.
Oh, he voted Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's his like almost close to his number one favorite anime.
That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Leo voted
Yeah.
Attack on Titan. So it's a ooh, we need one more for a tiebreaker.
Yeah. So, okay, the thing is, like, I pretty much agree with all of your statements, right? Like, I think both of these, like, they're pretty close in a lot of things. And I definitely agree that Hunter x Hunter's characters and the themes of each characters, they're like pretty high up there compared to Attack on Titan. I agree that Attack on Titan characters, even if people say like Eren was like, oh, he just, from a garbage character he became into the best character of all time. I don't agree with both. I never thought he was a garbage character, and I don't think he's like the greatest character of all time. I think his
Yeah.
the way he developed, I think I saw that coming. Like, I wouldn't say I saw him becoming Hitler himself, but I would say like I saw that like pretty similar, right? I knew that he was gonna change into like something stricter, or something more like a survival of the fittest kind of guy, right? And Hunter x Hunter, the plot with Hunter x Hunter and Attack on Titan, I think it's not fair for Attack on Titan to say the plot of Hunter x Hunter is as well developed, because I would say like Hunter x Hunter, just like I said about Yu Yu Hakusho, right? Like
Yeah.
Yu Yu Hakusho got closure, and Hunter x Hunter, it's not its fault that Togashi didn't finish it, and it's not Togashi's fault, of course. He's sick and stuff, but I don't think it's fair to say it's close to what Attack on Titan is, because Attack on Titan's like story, the way it's written, because I've always thought about Attack on Titan as a story-driven plot, right? I never thought of it like, oh, I love these characters, because Attack on Titan characters,
Yeah, it's a story.
yeah,
Yeah, no,
I
it's a
don't give a
story.
shit. Yeah, exactly.
No,
So
that's why I gave the
yeah,
plot to Attack on Titan 2,
yeah,
but not by very much. I gave it a one
yeah,
point difference because in Hunter x Hunter the plot keeps getting thicker and thicker because
yeah.
now with the Dark Continent and with these
Yes.
princes and all this new stuff that we hear, it could
Yeah.
be something very One Piece like where we get a whole new information that we didn't know at all
Yes.
that
Yes.
can change the whole universe of Hunter x Hunter. So that's why
Yes.
I Attack on Titan better, but
Yeah.
not by much in terms
So
Yeah.
of plot.
I will say this the topic that you guys had just mentioned about the characters, about not caring about the characters in Attack on Titan. Yeah, no,
Mm.
I can understand that. The way I see it is that like there's just such a large cast of characters that are just strictly meant to be fodder for the Titans to show us
Yeah,
like
Mm.
how horrifying this world is that they live in, like how horrifying, like
Yeah.
how against the odds their situation are. But
yeah,
Mm.
but at the same time, I would also say like the characters who we're supposed to care about, like
Mm.
um I'll just say one example for you two who have seen it. Because Lou, I
Mm.
think he said he's a part. Marco,
Mm.
the
Ah.
guy who we know
Yeah.
because of a certain scenario got killed off like in like season one of the anime. So
Mm.
I use this as an example to say that um we're meant to care about this guy, but it's like this is one of Attack on
but
Titan's things where it's like
I understand what you're trying to
Yeah.
say. Like
Yeah.
they're a feeder character, not father, but like they're feeder as in they feed the
Mm.
story for a single moment or
Yeah.
for a little bit of time before
Mm.
they get killed off.
right,
You know?
Yeah.
yeah. It's just like we're meant to care about certain characters when they die, but it's like not all of them
Not
hit the
all
way
of
they
them.
should.
Yeah.
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 So the last thing I'm gonna
So
say
what's your
about
vote?
this, yeah, yeah, the because I just the only thing I want to say, right, is like, yes, Hunter x Hunter still has a lot of potential, but I don't think it's fair for Attack on Titan just to judge on what Hunter x Hunter could be. So I would vote for Attack on Titan.
Ooh, so Attack
Oh
on
wow.
Titan moves on. Wow, that
Yeah.
was
Yes,
unexpected.
Wow.
and yeah, I did not expect this, but I think, I don't know, man. I mean, Attack on Titan, like, only 2 chapters are left. So I don't think it's fair. Like Hunter x Hunter. I love Hunter x Hunter, but I just want to see a little more.
I agree.
I want to see a finish.
Okay, well then, now we come to the
Okay.
finals.
No, 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 no. Just let me say one thing, right? I actually wanted to do a losers bracket, but because it's too late, we can't
Yeah.
do that. So let me just say one thing. Let's just do Naruto versus Hunter x Hunter before, just to decide the third one.
I would go Hunter x Hunter pretty quickly.
I would
I don't
too.
want to
Mm,
spend too much time on it.
I'd go Hunter x Hunter as well.
Based on everything I've heard, like from now, like I said, the outside looking in, I've always heard Hunter x Hunter over Naruto. So go ahead, give me Hunter x Hunter for that vote.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's a sweep. Only Leo voted for Naruto.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Hunter x Hunter
So,
comes in third
yes.
place. So what's gonna
Yeah,
be
Hunter x
second?
Hunter is third. What is second and what is first? One Piece versus Attack on Titan.
Find out
Well,
next
this is
time
very
on
funny.
Dragon.
This is really yeah. It's funny. Why? Because they're two different stories,
Yeah,
not just in terms of what's going on in the story, but how they are written. One
yeah,
is a story driven plot. We are going looking what is the truth behind these titans, what's Aaron's past, what's everything going in paradise, or what's everything going in Marley and all that stuff. So it's all plot. Of course, there's character building moments, but if you tell me Eren dies tomorrow and I know all the secrets of this world, I'll say yes, kill Eren. Just tell me what's going on. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah,
Yeah.
it's all about the secrets, the story, and
yeah,
then you get One Piece, which is very character driven. Luffy pretty much appears in every chapter,
mm,
almost. We care about him. Zoro is one of fan favorites, maybe even more than Luffy. Everybody
mm,
cares about him. A lot of people
mm,
care about Sanji, Nami, Usopp. Everybody cares about the characters, not just in
mm,
terms of the Straw Hats, but even Blackbeard, Kaido, Big Mom. They all have so much flashbacks. They all have a lot of great character arcs. So this One Piece is a character-driven story, but at the same time, the world in itself is hugely important. We care the same way we care about the world in Attack on Titan. We care about the lore of One Piece. What happened in that 100 years void? What
yeah,
happened with Imo Sama? Who is he? What is going on with the Gorosei?
What
Who's the
is the
world
One
government?
Piece?
mm,
Yeah, well, exactly. What is the One Piece?
yeah,
What is the whole thing that we're working for? So I feel
yeah,
like One Piece is that one story in a million where you have peak character storytelling,
yeah,
peak world building, and peak story driven plot. That's why
mm,
it's just, in my opinion, it's as close as you can get to perfect. And that's why I'm going to have to go with One Piece.
mm,
I think I'm gonna have to go
Okay,
with that
so
also.
all right, so I am gonna give One Piece the vote, obviously, but just to give a Attack on Titan just a little more credit, I would say for this, it's kind of what I said about Naruto earlier. Where,
mm,
Attack on Titan, so it's going off what Atlas said, it's very plot driven. The things that pulled you in with Attack on Titan was always its mystery, like what is going on with these Titans, where are they coming from, why are these people behind a giant wall, like why is are all these things happening, and and then the more and more we get those answers, it kind of like begins to come we kind of come down off that like reader's high, I want to say, where it's like,
mm,
okay, cool, I finally got that answer now, all right, cool, you're getting a little more closure as the story's going on because you're getting all these things answered. um
mm,
and once again, Attack on Titan is wrapping up to its end. We've already had all the major questions answered for us at this point. Now it's
mm,
just, how is this going to conclude? It's like the
mm,
final mystery left in all of this. Versus One Piece, uh, in terms of mystery, we're still waiting to find out the biggest question in the entire story, and that is, what is the One Piece? And
mm.
not
Uh,
and that's not to even, huh?
I was gonna say, and every time we think we're about to get an answer or like a clue or a hint at it, we just get more questions, and it's more of like, because
Exactly.
we saying though,
Exactly.
we always
Yeah.
thought, Luffy's dream was to be king of the pirates, but now, within the past few chapters, it's like, wait, is his dream to be king of the pirates, or is it something different? Is it something else? So now people's starting to
Mm.
question the dream we thought Luffy had to begin with. His dream of I want to be king of the pirates. Now people like, is that really his true dream, or is there's something else to it? You know?
It's the start of the dream and all that. Yeah.
Mm.
And then I would just say to add on is that in the case of One Piece, like how we said it's character driven, whereas Attack on Titan is plot driven. Like I said, with Attack on Titan, as we start getting things answered, the investment kind of becomes a little bit less and less now that we are getting these things that we wanted answered for us. At least I
Yes.
would argue that case versus One Piece, where it's like we are following the story because we want to see if these characters will like achieve their dreams. Like we won't know, we won't get that closure with these characters in One Piece until we get to the end. Versus Attack on Titan, where we're getting like this closure with every little new revelation that we find out. Um, and for One Piece, we build these like certain biases that we have in the story because of the way that we feel for these characters and what the world did to these characters that we like. Not saying that's the case with that isn't the same with Attack on Titan, but One Piece has such a large cast that you love so much more than Attack on Titans.
I agree with that
Mm.
one.
I agree. And
Yeah, no, those are valid points. I feel like,
Yes.
but
yeah,
I
so
feel like it's peak. It's like one, Attack on Titan is the peak when it comes to a story-driven plot. Like I can't think of a story better in terms of anime. I mean, maybe something on the same level, but not
mm,
better.
Right.
Again, but what makes the difference is that One Piece is just so well rounded in everything. If you want the
mm,
plot, you got it. If you want the characters, you got them. You want the lore, you got it. You want the world building, you got it. It's just an impossible fight to win, I feel, against One Piece. Even outside of
mm,
anime and manga, like I think maybe Lord of the Rings is the only one, like the whole universe is the only work of literature that
mm,
can be as well rounded. But
mm.
beside that,
I
I'm
kind
not
of
too
I agree
sure
with
there's
that.
anything as
It's
complete.
I would say Elder Scrolls is pretty up there as well.
yes, the Elder Scrolls is really deep in lore.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I don't know, but I think
I'm
that's one.
not
Like,
well
did
versed
y'all
in it.
see that thing where what is it? It's
The
like
Elder Scrolls is a game
yeah.
series. You know
Yeah,
Skyrim.
I've
Do you know?
only played
Yeah.
one. Yeah, only played one. I don't know
Uh,
much about its lore and stuff, so I can't judge.
uh,
But I hope
okay.
that I don't want to go back and play all the videos, but hopefully there are. I mean, all the games, but hopefully there are some good videos on it because
No,
I'm
there
intrigued
are
now.
lore
Yeah.
channels. There are good lore channels.
So
Yeah.
I wanted to
Ah,
bring up.
that's
Did
a,
y'all see the thing about One Piece? So we all voted One Piece, right?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think so.
Okay,
Did Fiend
you all
vote?
voted One Piece. I didn't vote. Come on, I mean.
Oh, I thought you vote.
Okay,
My
go
bad. My
ahead.
bad.
Okay, the only thing I would say about One Piece, right? I recently made a video and its title is The Greatest Piece of Fiction I've Ever Witnessed. So I think that should answer it for you.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
One Piece.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um. So I wanted to bring this up though, because of you mentioning like Lord of the Rings and stuff. Did you see about One Piece though? Otis about to make it in break the record of what, like top 10 best-selling works of fiction of all time or something.
Yeah, ever. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna surpass
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah, I think he already.
Yeah.
I think he
Yeah.
did recently. I think he already did.
No,
I'm
no,
not sure.
he didn't beat Batman. Like it's
This
like
year,
the best-selling comics, right? One Piece is the third best-selling comic after Superman and Batman. Beating Superman is pretty impossible because it's been
it's
there for ages.
yeah.
But I think it's pretty close to beating Batman.
Yeah, no, I
No.
think it's gonna beat Batman this year. I think between them they're
Yeah.
only like maybe 10 million or something like that. And if we have
Yeah,
4 volumes this year, One Piece
yeah,
could probably sell that much. So I think it's a foregone conclusion that One Piece is gonna be second after Superman. And Superman, I think, is like 600 million or something though. So I think it's gonna take
Mm,
many years for One Piece to beat that. But it's
yeah,
not impossible because even
But
after it's done,
you just
this
gotta
is
wait.
still selling.
yeah,
You just you just have to wait till One Piece
mm,
starts dropping more of those box sets because they currently only have like 3 right now in existence.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
it'll probably be about 5 or 6 by the time the story wraps up, at
yeah.
minimum. And then when One Piece comes to that conclusion, it'll be a lot like how Demon Slayer was, where Demon Slayer was at the top of selling because what the anime did for it. It was just selling all these volumes all at once. So wait till like One Piece gets to that end, you'll see the exact same thing. It'll be like ridiculous numbers.
Oh, it's gonna
Yeah.
be
And I
insane.
mean, to be honest, like to me, it already beat Superman and Batman because Superman and Batman aren't like a long running thing, right? They're like separate stories by different
that's
authors
true.
and stuff.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. That's very true.
yeah,
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 like the sales are for every single Superman series, and there are
Okay,
exactly.
dozens, if not
I was about to
hundreds.
say that. I was about to say that. Is that taking into account like Action Comics, which are Superman relevant
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Batman? Okay, wow,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
interesting. Okay,
yeah. No, it takes everything. Takes every single
wow,
thing. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
Well, no, because it's
wow.
my bad.
Yeah.
He's about to break the record of best-selling author. My bad, my bad.
yeah.
I think he needs to
Mm.
sell like a few more copies because Superman's at 600 million. Batman's I think like 500 million or something. Oda's about to break. I think it's
I think it's
480
four. Yeah,
million.
Yeah, for
yeah,
something. Yeah,
yeah. I think Batman's a 495 or something. Yeah,
yeah,
but it's crazy. It's
Yeah,
crazy number. I
Oda's
hope all
at
they made a lot of money.
480 million.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
just
Oda is a rich dude. I mean, he has an
yeah.
ATM in his home, so
He's about to break.
No,
He's about to beat Dr. Seuss.
yeah. Yeah, I think no, because sometimes I heard about Japan like not giving the appropriate amount of money to their authors and stuff. But
yeah,
Oda is like a god in there though, so
yeah,
I know he's is pretty well set up. And then you add in the figurines and statues and everything. I know he's gonna be fine. I just hope he doesn't get shortchanged.
yeah,
Like give the guy his millions.
yeah.
He's about to
And
beat J.K.
by the
Rowling.
way,
That's
Lou,
crazy.
Lou, my bad. Sorry, just one thing, right? Just so that the people who are watching this video don't think that I, cugged Hunter its victory. Just let me know what would you have voted if it was One Piece versus Hunter.
Me, I would have
So
voted One Piece.
One Piece too.
Eden,
Uh,
Eden's.
One Piece, but again, this is a guy who has very limited
Hmm.
knowledge on Hunter x Hunter.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I mean, so guys, the people who are watching, it's not like Hunter would have Please don't come after me.
Okay, and so with that, we've the champions are the first place is One Piece, second Attack on Titan, and third place is Hunter x Hunter. And I just want to say thank you
Yes.
to the people who joined us
Hey, you're
today.
not gonna mention fourth Naruto? Come on, man. I mean,
Fine,
what the?
fourth place. Psh, there's no medal for fourth place. But
Hey,
yeah, fine, fourth
fine.
place Naruto. But I want to go ahead and say
But yeah,
thank you.
one thing
Oh wait,
before, yeah, again, yeah, before we forget and we end the stream, I would say like, you guys are, few of the best people I've talked to about I mean, any anime and manga stuff
yes, that
Oh,
is
because
true.
that's really
Thank you.
nice. Thank
I
you.
really
And
appreciate that.
I want to say
yeah,
thank you
really. I
both
mean,
for
yeah.
coming and helping out with this. It's a big help.
Yeah, and you guys are invited anytime you want. You guys
Thank
are
you, man.
invited,
Thank you.
Yes.
to this podcast, and even if you want to make any collab or anything with my Anime Fiend channel or whatever, you guys are
Absolutely.
welcome. Yeah,
And
No, that's I really enjoyed this. It was a really nice time. I feel like it
yeah,
was I didn't feel the time pass by. And also I what I what I appreciate is how we got many sweeps. I feel like everybody
yeah,
has very similar taste in here.
yes.
yeah, yeah,
I mean,
Right.
it's one of them like, even though I like a series, I'm not gonna go just because I like it more. just because I prefer that one. I'm gonna go
Mhm.
based off, well, I like
Yeah.
it, but then again, I gotta look at it logically. I'm not gonna use
Yeah,
my bias or anything like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, like
which makes
I mean,
sense.
Yeah.
because what you call it during the list, like I mean, Full Metal. That's I would say probably my favorite series of all time. Like after One
Mm.
Piece, but it's like
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and say it's like objectively better than Attack on
Yeah.
Titan, Hunter x Hunter. From what I've
yeah,
heard other people say about it, all these other things.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No,
And
it makes sense.
it's the same with Hunter x Hunter and Attack on Titan, right? If you ask my personal preference, I would say I like Hunter x Hunter, but I felt like it's not fair for Attack on Titan just by judging by like Hunter x Hunter's potential of
Yeah.
yeah.
And I agree.
Well, my second favorite thing here after One Piece would be probably Yu Yu Hakusho, and it didn't even make the
Mm.
semifinals, and I'm cool with that because Hunter x Hunter
Yeah.
is possibly better,
Well, I mean, this
So
was a
you just never
great
know.
list of
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
candidates because I mean, we had a lot of like legendary anime and manga, like
Yeah.
yeah,
top class. Like we had Rurouni Kenshin, Yu Yu, JoJo, Hano Hano, Haiku, which is probably one of the
Yeah.
best sports. Naruto, Dragon Ball, Jujutsu Kaisen, which is a
Yeah.
really great up and comer, really great.
Let
yeah.
me ask you guys this, right? Everybody just like say which decision in this list was your toughest.
Hmm.
I would say JoJo versus Hunter x Hunter in round one. That was very, 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 very close.
I would
Mm.
have to go with
And
the Jujutsu Kaisen and Bleach round one.
okay. And Eden's?
For me, I would probably have to say the hardest came down to round one between Full Metal and Death Note, because again,
Mm.
like I hold Full Metal in like such a high regard,
Yeah.
because like how much I love that series, but at the same time, I can
Yeah.
understand like why people would believe Death Note is like a better series.
Yeah, yeah. Only us two voted Full Metal, Remember that
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, but for me, I think the toughest would be Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that one
Yeah, that
was.
was like, yeah, really tough for me.
Yeah, there was a this was actually a
Okay.
pretty good tier list. It was good for
Yeah,
the
there
first one we
was
did,
this was really good, really, really good.
and I
Okay,
do
I
want to do more
mean,
of these later on.
yeah, and
Are you posting
okay,
this to? Are you editing it and posting it on YouTube or no?
Well, we just do like
yes,
pretty much unedited, pretty much just
we
the whole
don't
live stream.
edit, we
We
just
just
Okay,
post it
yeah.
on YouTube. Yeah,
So
that's cool. That's cool.
we're pretty much
yeah.
doing the
Even
whole like
YouTube
live
channel
stream.
is Anime Unhinged.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
that's nice.
Mm, yeah,
but
yeah.
no, this was actually really
Okay,
good. I appreciate
yeah,
everything,
but
all the
before
help.
before we end it, just introduce yourself and like say what you guys do and stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could call me Atlas. My Twitter, which I'm active in more than YouTube, is at AtlasShishi, SHISHI. My YouTube channel is Atlas No Shishi. I have a couple videos in there. Some are video essays, some are just reviews. Not very active right now because I'm still debating if I want to do YouTube really like full time or not, or like give it its due or not. If you want to check them out on Atlas No Shishi.
Mm.
All right. And
And yeah.
for all right. So for me, you guys can call me Edens, ending with a Z, so EDENZ. My Twitter handle is Easy Edens. Keeping it pretty simple there. And for my upcoming YouTube channel, where I'm gonna start dropping content very soon, at the earliest this weekend, is called EdenzSaga. So for anyone who's has seen Vinland Saga, SAGA. So EdenzSaga.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Um, Atlas, I got a quick question. Do you do? Because I saw like your name on or I think it was your bio on Twitter. Twitter was like illustrations. Do you draw?
Hey, 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 dude.
What?
How dare you? How dare you, dude?
Yeah.
Introduce the lurking legend.
I mean, It was a quick question about Atlas, real quick.
Dude, now introduce the
Okay,
lurking
we're gonna
legend
introduce the
first.
looking legend. Heykelvinsays on. I don't think he has a YouTube, a Twitch, or anything, but he has a Twitter. You can definitely. He's very active on there actually. It's at
Yeah.
Heykelvinsays. Um, he's gonna be joining us. He's just really
Yeah.
busy right now with work and everything.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we got to get the
He is
time
busy.
frame
Yeah.
down. Whenever he's free, he's
Yeah.
gonna be able to hop in and stuff.
Yeah. As soon as the COVID stuff will like dial down, I think he's gonna be
Yes,
on.
but he helps out a
And
lot
yeah.
behind the scenes and everything. But
Yes.
he just can't,
He will.
really be up front, yet. We're
Yeah.
trying to work on that. But definitely,
Yeah.
we're gonna keep, mentioning him, let y'all know he's still in this. He's definitely a
Yes.
big part of
Yes.
this. And so,
Yes.
anyways, Atlas, I'm gonna ask the question again. Sorry. So wait, do you
Yeah.
do you draw anything? Like, because
No,
I
no, no.
saw.
My bio it taking drawn illustration a little bit too seriously, as in that just a
Okay.
way to say manga. Like the manga are drawn illustrations. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
Okay.
just taking manga a little bit too
I
seriously.
saw that. I was like, wait a
No.
second. Does he like do illustrations and drawing? I was like, that's pretty cool if he does. Okay, I get what you mean
I wish. Nah, I
No.
wish. Nah,
Okay.
I just like to read them. I like to read them and press like.
Okay.
Okay, Lou, introduce yourself,
Okay,
man.
my name is HaoshokuLou. Before we end this out, I'm a Twitch streamer. You can follow me on there at HaoshokuLou. Also, you can also follow my Twitter at HaoshokuLou. And also, I do a lot of
Yeah.
like gaming content every Saturday. After we talk about One Piece, we have a little discussion. Talk about One Piece, just a bunch of random stuff. Just try to have a good time.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Yeah,
much it for
and
me.
you see, the people who are like, "What the fuck is Shoko?" Yeah, that's actually Conqueror's
The
Haki.
hockey. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm Lou the Conqueror, baby.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna call him Gabe. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Yeah, that is fine. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. And I'm the Anime Fiend. I do YouTube and I am on Twitter, but it's just because of YouTube. And both are the Anime Fiend. And of course, you should check out this podcast on YouTube as well, which is the Anime Unhinged podcast. And everybody's everything would be in the description, so you guys check it out, like, share, subscribe, everything helps and stuff. And yeah, I think we can end the stream there, right?
Yes. Yep.
That's a good way to do it. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool. This was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.